tell you, I feel beaten before we even start tonight. I'm going to move over just a little, just so I can be closer to April when she gets here. I feel beaten before we start. This is one of those days that you live for as a radio guy, as a broadcasting guy. I won't say streamers, because streamers live for, like, totally gay shit. But, like, if you're a broadcaster who's entertaining an audience full of adults who like comedy and information and shit like that, this is the kind of show you live for. This is the kind of show that not only preps itself, but it also makes you go, it brings out a little bit of panic in you, a good panic, like a good scared, where you're like, there is so much good, juicy shit out there tonight. I've accepted I'm not going to get to it all. We're not going to get to Cumia Landau. I've got that all time stamped out. We'll do that tomorrow morning for overtime. We probably won't get to Nate Diaz being charged with a crime, and we probably won't get to the Aaron Rodgers trade deal. I'll push those off until some other time. But Tucker, Don Lemon, Bam Margera, a bunch of other shit. I mean, this is just an insanely busy day today. And it makes me a little panicky because I go, oh, shit, am I going to do this kind of stuff justice? Because as the guy who runs a business, as the guy who runs a channel, you go, look, our subs are up. Our views are going up again. This is bananas. You know, instead of attaching yourself to some horseshit community, you're all on your own and it's great. And you're sitting there going, these three topics are going to be watched by a lot of people when you cut them up and do solo. And that's going to determine whether or not these people subscribe to your channel, watch your stuff, and find it interesting. Now, we do the best show out there. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think we've got the best team. I think I'm the best host. But shit like this, you build it up in your mind so much. You're like, I want to give the audience the best on this thing. It's a pride thing, really. So the way we're structuring it tonight, there's no way I can go from Tucker to Lemon to Bam. You can't go back to back to back. You'll go crazy with all the juicy goodness of it all. So we'll get to Tucker, and then we'll fuck around with some bullshit story. Kind of reset the whole deal, talk to you guys a little bit. Get to Don Lemon, reset, do a fucked up, short little shitty story, fuck with you guys a little bit. Get to Bam Margera. I'll tell you this, and this is going to be the grifteriest of griftery things that you're ever going to hear out of this show. We will need overtime tonight. Overtime will be something that's needed if we're going to get through all this shit, in my opinion. 2:35 away, the morning show people got you $15 into the goal. You know what's really been helping out big time is those gifted memberships. If you haven't heard, Steel Toe is now available for gifted memberships. It's been working out great. 2:35 away from tonight's goal. You know the drill. Get it under 200 by 8 o'clock. We'll be fine. We don't, talk about it too much. Get the likes over 100 by the top of the hour. Hit the thumbs up button right away. Streamlabs and PayPal and Venmo are the best ways to do it. But Super Chats, memberships, and gifted memberships and Rumble Rants are awesome also. So let's talk to you guys. April will be here in about a half hour or so, 40 minutes. We'll talk to you guys for a little bit. We'll get into all the big news we've got tonight. And then there is, tomorrow we're going to talk about the Cumia Landau thing, which I guess will lead into Crowder a little. There's a trending news story. I didn't want to mention it on our show, but it's kind of trended everywhere now. It's literally trending on Twitter right now that Steven Crowder's getting divorced, and people are tap dancing on that, and like his wife filed for divorce, and there's a custody thing, like any divorce. Now that's like where I draw the line. I guess I won't say of decency, because how fucking dare I, the kind of show I do. But it's the pile-on line of, is that really necessary? Are you making fun of the guy? Are you, pointing out that the guy's a piece of shit? Or are you just really trying to dig a dagger in, twist it, and involve people who didn't ask to be involved in this whole thing? I think about his wife. I think about his kids. I don't think they want to be dragged into all this horse shit. So we're not going to spend a lot of time covering that because I don't find it newsworthy, personally. I'll let scum merchants deal with a story like that. People are saying, Aaron, you should book Tucker for your next Compound show. My buddy, Bubba the Love Sponge has an in with Tucker. Maybe we can get him. Bubba doesn't like us very much. I didn't know why until a little while ago, because we've been on Bubba's show once. He wanted us on when we got canned from the radio. We were the biggest radio story out there, and he wanted to get us on. And it went really well. So well, in fact, we took some of his fans. Not a lot, but a few. And it really helped us when we first started this internet thing. And we've always said that. We've always been thankful to Bubba. But then I guess people went in, like creating fake accounts that were Steel Toe accounts and like shit-talking Bubba in his chat. And apparently he noticed it and was like, well, fuck the Steel Toe guy. And I was confused when because he and Alex Stein were talking on off, like when they were at commercial, he and Alex Stein were talking to each other and like Bubba's like, oh yeah, it's Steel Toe guy comes in here and fucks with our chat. And I'm like, seriously, I've never done that before in my life. I've never fucked with Bubba the Love Sponge's chat once in my life. I've said his show isn't for me. I've never been a Bubba the Love Sponge guy. I was more of a Howard and O&A guy. But yeah, I've never talked about Bubba other than to say he put us on early and he helped us out a bunch. But I know Corey always fucking hated him. Corey hated. He thought Bubba the Love Sponge was trash. He thought a lot of his audience was trash. And he'd talk about it on the show openly. But, I've always said his show's not for me. That's all. All right, guys, let's get into what you think, and then we'll jump into the news. ATF Media says, does anyone know what show this is, where I can see it, or who's in it? Never mind. All three answers have been shown on the screen 108 times in the past 15 seconds. Dabbler's unanimous. Hello, sir. He says, I think I have seen this episode. It looks familiar from the opening. Heads rolled today. Maybe Aaron can get Tucker as a second mic. Oh, yeah. If we dig in the petty cash fund here at Steel Toe, we might be able to get about a minute and a half of Tucker Carlson's time if we dig in the petty cash fund. You sound extra gay already. Yeah, it's good. Look, man, it's going to be, whoa, the show today is going to be really, really fast-paced, I think. KF says, sorry, Aaron, ROTC already covered these things. Oh, God damn it. Well, then, you know what? Let's shut it down for the day if ROTC already did it. Toolman Mike says, watch your cartoons, honey. Never mind. Why? I have my earbud in and am laughing. Yeah, don't even, tell your kids, like, watch your own shit. Kumia Tucker starting Monday, says Raz of Chaz. Oh, there you go. Dabbler's Unanimous says, R.I.P. Bobby Lee. Different guy. Umberto's number one fan says, first time listening live in months. Good to see you. Good to see you too, buddy. Stick around. Stevie J says, doing these stories justice is the easy part. The hard part is finding the clitoris. It's a good, you know what? The man raises a great goddamn point. Stu's Cluster, addicted to Super Chat, says, never had a syllabus for a podcast before. Yeah, that's because professional shows actually tell you what they're going to talk about that day. You're maybe not used to that. That's understandable. Stick around. Maybe you'll learn something. Dave Phillips says, Gino said your dog has a great big cock. Is that true? I watched In Hot Water today. I saw Gino talk about our poor little Gordy. And all I can say is, that son of a bitch. All right. Thank you, Coltrane, for gifting a membership to Jay Santos. Thank you. That's very nice of you. My Lost Interest says, I'm enjoying my gifted sub. Great. Coltrane says, I'm liking the gifted memberships. Awesome. Happy Plague Doctor with $10 says, I would like to give a shout out to E-Rock. He helped me out today. Stand-up dude. Did it off the clock. E-Rock is a great dude, and you guys are already $15 into today's goal. 220 away from knocking it out, and I haven't even checked PayPal or Streamlabs or any of that stuff, so thank you guys. People are now talking about the Crowder's wife thing. Yeah, I didn't know he had a wife. Blah, 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 blah. Delco Lou says, you drew family as the line in the sand. Wish more entertainers would. Look, man, that's just my rule. Do I think it makes me better than other people? Yes, you're goddamn right it does. You don't talk about people's family if they're not on the show. It's, it's a scumbag move. It's something people with no fucking talent has. If they're not in the news, if they're not on the show, if it's not part of a thing, that's a bullshit move. And if you do it, and you should probably apologize for it. ATF Media was gifted a membership by Yule Gibbons. Thank you, Yule, for gifting memberships. Even more says, Bam heading exactly the way you predicted. Look, I would love to take credit for that, but I think anybody could have saw where the Bam thing was going. Spicy Mustard says, the quartering already covered it too. My news source of choice. You motherfucker. April's Giant Dump with $4.99 says that Paul Bunyan parody bit made me laugh so hard that April will be early. Seriously, hilarious. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the Paul Bunyan bit. I thought about cutting it out. What was the Paul Bunyan bit? That was, that was the Bill Maher thing. You know what? I did cut that out. So we will have the Paul Bunyan bit as up as a clip. You guys will like that. Yeah, multiple people saying in the chat that I called it with Bam. I didn't think that was a call so much as an acknowledgement of reality, but all right. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the credit if you're giving it to me. My Lost Interest says, enjoy Howard Stern, O&A, Bubba, Steel Toe, kind of like listening to different music for me. There you go. For me, it was more, I just didn't have time to listen to all those shows, and I had no way of listening to Bubba. I discovered, Stern was on E! When I was a kid. O&A I found on YouTube when I started radio. And Bubba, I just never got into. Tony Stark says, do you have an update on the juvenile swatter? No, things like that take a while. I think my guess is he'll probably plead out to something. One of them's a federal charge, so something's definitely going to happen. But I don't think something like that is going to go on forever, but it'll take a while. Carlos Cameo says you could put money on boxing, the Kentucky Derby, and Bam dying soon. 1/3 of those will turn a profit. I mean, I called Tank Davis stopping Garcia in the 8th round. He did it in the 7th. So I got close on that one, right? Tony Stark says he pled here. All right, well, if he did, he did. I should be hearing from our detective soon. Foulmouth Yoda says Bam will be dead by the end of the week. We're going to talk about the Bam thing later, but what I will say about the Bam thing, what I think happened what I think's going to happen is, I'll be honest, I think if he hasn't been arrested yet and they're still looking for him, based on what he's charged with, this could be an S-word by cop situation. I think we might be approaching bottom with Bam Margera. Look, again, I don't want to I don't want to be right about that, but it just kind of seems like, as I read the story, it just seems like it could be heading that way. I kind of meant you predicted him unaliving. I think it's going that way, says Even More. Yeah, I think that's about where it's going to. I agree with you, buddy. I think the Bam and again, like I said, I don't want to say too much because we're going to dive into it and we're going to get all the details of what's going on, but it doesn't look very good. All right, let's dig in, shall we? Let's dig in. 220 away from today's goal. Let's go ahead and knock that out today because, again, we have a ton of shit to talk about today, and you're going to enjoy it. So, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, memberships, gifted memberships. Let's do that. Under 200 by the top of the hour, and over 100 likes by the end of the hour. All right. We'll start with Hulk Hogan. As you guys know, it's Monday night. It's karaoke night at Hogan's Hangout in Florida, and we always show you the Hulk Hogan promo on Monday nights. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that Nick? Is that little Nick? Remember from the Hogan reality show? Remember in WCW when Nick brought him the red and yellow back to change out of the Hollywood Hogan shit? Is that Nick? Fucking A, man. Nick Hogan turned into an old man. What's the Hulkster? Hulkster's about 70. So Nick's probably about 30-something, 40-something. Wow. Let's go ahead and check out the Hulkster's promo. In case you guys are in Florida and you want to go to Clearwater and you want to go to Hogan's Hangout for karaoke and see the Hulkster tonight.
For people that can really sing, I want to take care of the kids with the milkshake shots, brother. And I want to make sure all night long that we get just the best of the best of the best. And you got a job to do, brother. Well, let me tell you something, dude. You're talking about the gong. I'm talking about the dom, because we got Dom Perignon all night long now at Hogan's Hangout on top of Hogan's beer. And we got Stone Cold's beer. And we got all kinds of cold brews in the house, brother.
If that's Nick, and I don't know, I haven't seen him in years. You know, they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The apple fell. This one rolled down a hill. That's just the Hulkster. It doesn't live in him. There's no. That. There's a reason he didn't go into the business. Put it that way. The it factor that Hulk still has at 70 is a wrinkled old man. No, look. I hope I look like that when I'm 70. He's a great looking 70-year-old man, but I'm just saying. Kiddo Hogan doesn't seem to have the same charisma and it factor that Dad did.
You'll start at 8 o'clock tonight at Hogan's Hangout, Monday Night Karaoke. We're lighting the beach on fire. And by the way, I'm an athlete, dude. I don't drink. I'm going to bust you up real bad.
I don't give a shit. People find that corny. That's fine. I'm an old school Hulkamaniac. Everything Hulk Hogan does, I'm a mark for it. That's it. Is that Nick? I'm trying to look through the chat to see if people know if that's him or not. Watches Aaron creams himself. It's not Nick, it's Bam. Oh my God! They got to go to Clearwater, Florida. Bam somehow got from Pennsylvania to Florida in a very short amount of time. How'd they let him get on a plane? Oh no. The kid does a decent Hogan, says John Hahn. Oh, I think that, yeah, they're saying 100% that's Nick. Okay. Return trip says 40-year-old frat brother. I don't know. That's look, just because you're Hulk Hogan's kid doesn't mean everybody can be Hulk Hogan. I understand. I get it. So there we go. Now we can get into the big news. Tucker Carlson is out at Fox. Tucker is done at Fox News. The term they're using is parted ways. I have a theory. My theory on Tucker leaving Fox News, and the only reason I say this is because Thursday or Friday, the news came down, I think it was Thursday, that Fox had settled their lawsuit with Dominion, the vote machine people, and that they'd settled for $780 million or something like that. I believe that part of that settlement, because they were suing Fox for like $2 billion. That's pretty much all of 1 year's worth of profits for Fox News. And they wanted the $2 billion. They settled for $780 million. I believe, and if you want to push back on me on this one, I'll probably fold because I have no knowledge of this. I'm not obviously not an insider in any way. I think Tucker was part of the deal. I think those people, meaning Dominion and the people on kind of that end of things, they've had it with this guy. They've had it with Lindell. They've had it with, Hannity didn't really push it as hard, but they've had it with all of these people. They've sued them all into oblivion. They've sued them all back into a corner. In my opinion, Dominion was asking. Dominion was seeing what they could get in this settlement, and they probably asked for Tucker, Ingram, and Hannity. They asked for all of them. And Fox said, how about Hannity? And they went, how about Tucker? And Fox said, it's better than going to trial for $2 billion. I mean, think about this. What's Alex Jones from InfoWars? Alex Jones was sued for like, what did he get sued for? Like $1 billion? The judgment they made against him was way more than what he was being sued for. I mean, they made an example of this guy. They fucking buried him. Why wouldn't they do the same thing to Fox News when it comes to Dominion? So let's say Fox News comes in and Fox News goes, they defend themselves, they go to trial, they lose, and the judgment goes for Dominion, but they go, oh, and you know what I've also decided is that for pain and suffering and loss of reputation and this and that, we're going to tack another $5 billion onto this judgment. And they just wreck Fox News. I don't think Fox wanted to go into the same situation that Alex Jones went into. I think Dominion had Fox News over a barrel on this because they had that stupid MyPillow fuck on there. And I think they just started asking for goodies in this settlement. And one of them that they got was Tucker Carlson. Why is Tucker gone out of the blue, out of nowhere? Why is Tucker all of a sudden at the top of his game, biggest ratings in the world in that genre of television, the hottest cable news guy out there? He just the Fox News executives woke up one weekend and said, "Fuck this Tucker guy. We'll do it with somebody else." They just wanted to hit the reset button. No, they had to have forced their hands. Had to. Like Hannity will wear a CIA pin. They don't see him as a threat to the established order. But Tucker, you never could quite tell where Tucker was going. Tucker was a different dude. So as far as like why this happened all of a sudden, other than the lawsuit, I have no idea why they would get rid of the guy. Phil P says, stop saying dumb shit. Okay, well, you start a show and we'll see how your dumb shit matches with my dumb shit. We'll see who does it better. I'm looking forward to the competition. Carlson's last show was Friday, the network said. We thank him for his service to the network and as a host, and prior to that, as a contributor, the network said in a statement. Fox said it would air a new program called Fox News Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, starting Monday evening as an interim show helmed by rotating Fox personalities until a host is named. Fox News Tonight. You better fucking pick someone quick. That is a dog shit name. The only problem is, this is a good thing, I guess, for Fox. Their competition is so shitty that 7 o'clock spot will be number one. It won't do Tucker numbers, but it'll be number one. And maybe that's part of the point Fox is proving, is because people were posting their stock price today and it went down like 1.5%. That's tip money to those guys. I think what Wall Street understands and what everyone else understands, Fox was around and incredibly successful before Tucker Carlson. And I like Tucker, but they'll be around and incredibly successful after Tucker's gone. 15 years ago, 10 years ago, they lost at that time the biggest name in cable news. They fired him for being a little handsy, touchy, creepy with the girls, Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly, arguably every bit as big, if not bigger, than Tucker Carlson. More people were watching TV back then. And they got rid of Bill O'Reilly, and I remember people saying back then, oh my God, what will they do? No O'Reilly. I mean, if you don't have O'Reilly, I mean, you're fucked. He's the biggest guy on Fox. In comes this we remember him as the bow tie wearing guy from Crossfire, talking a bunch of shit, making a lot of noise. And he takes over and he picks right up where O'Reilly left off. Glenn Beck was massive on Fox News. They got rid of Glenn Beck. Oh my God, what will they do with Glenn Beck? It worked out fine. So I think Fox is going to be okay. I think this is, Phil P says, no, I meant Tucker. Sorry. Phil, I'm sorry. I haven't seen you in our chat before either. I don't want us to get off on the wrong foot, buddy. My bad. Oh, sorry, Phil. Apologies. Johnny K says Fox stock went down 3%. Okay, 3%. 3% they went down. They're going to be fine. Besides, I don't think they're so agreeable to this move if they don't have someone waiting in the wings. I want to see if anybody in the chat is doing thinking the same thing I'm thinking for his replacement. No return trip, not Dylan Mulvaney. I don't think it's going to be them. And people are saying, Rupert Murdoch has been wanting to fire him for a while. Look, I don't know how much sway Rupert Murdoch has in that company anymore. I think his kids run it, and his kids are a lot further to the left than he is. I'm not saying they're like raging lefties, but they're far more moderate. Some people have even said center left than Rupert Murdoch is. So I don't know how many of the shots Rupert's calling. I know Hannity's happy. Oh, shit, Hannity gets to be the superstar again. He was getting outshone by Tucker Carlson, but I think those days might be done. Let's see what people are. I don't think anyone said the name I'm thinking for his replacement. Brian Kilmeade. Yeah, there we go. Sid Saraf said it. I think they got Gutfeld. I think Gutfeld is looking to be the new Tucker Carlson. I think he's looking to be the new guy. Now, they've got him on late night right now, and I still think he has better ratings than the other late night people. So, I don't... Yeah, but you know what, though? Fox News is in the primetime business. They're not in the late night business. Plus, if you put Gutfeld in there, there's a chance Fox News' audience maybe gets under the age of 62 for once. So he could help them there. I think they've been grooming Gutfeld to take that spot over. And I think he would be Well, will his act play at primetime? Because he is a little more smart ass. The older people might not like that. I personally think he would do great. Happy Plague Doctor with $5 says, why does this strike you as bad? You're part of the Iron Age media too. Next interview with Tucker will be epic. I mean, I don't think I'm upset about it or anything else. I just think it's major news. I think it's something to talk about on your show. I think it's interesting to speculate on what's going to happen next. That's all. By the way, 2:15 away after Happy Plague Doctor chipped in with that 5. Appreciate it, guys. All the links are there in the chat. Dabblers Unanimous says, kill meat is boring, but Gutfeld could work. Yeah. My Lost Interest says, it's possible, Aaron. Settlements often include many other stipulations that can't be revealed. I do. I think Tucker was part of that settlement. I'm not going to die on that hill if someone goes, no, because from this perspective, you couldn't ask for this, and I don't think they would have done that. If somebody explained it in a way that legally made sense, I'd be like, yeah, I can't fucking defend myself. But if anyone looks at me and goes, it's possible, I'd go with it. I'd go with that. Tucker was a sacrifice made to the Dominion lawsuit, in my opinion. Tucker will be fine, by the way. He'll get offered deals. I bet you Daily Wire's happy that they didn't sign Crowder to that $50 million deal. Crowder's falling the fuck apart. He'll be fine. I mean, his show will still go on. He'll still make a fuckload of money. But, like, personally and professionally, he's taking a beating right now. And then you've got the Landau shit going on. And Daily Wire, maybe... Wouldn't that be something if Tucker Carlson takes the $50 million that Crowder didn't take? What an asshole Crowder would look like at that point. Dave Phillips says, doesn't Gutfeld already have a show? Yeah, but I mean a primetime show on the most watched news network in the world. I think he'd probably give up his late night show for that. Laughing Lion says, Ray Epps speaks weekdays on Fox this fall. There you go. Get Ray Epps in there. Stevie J says maybe Gutfeld will focus on the blackface and misogyny like Jimmy Kimmel. Maybe. Let's continue on here. I lost the chat for a little bit. Sid Saraf says, just worried it could be a Conan situation where his act doesn't work in primetime. Yeah, I get that. That's a concern that Gutfeld may not work in primetime. Zen Rhino says, what sound does better numbers and his slot than Kimmel or Colbert, so he's not going to want to leave for Tucker's slot? Yeah, but I think the audience sizes are incomparable. Kyle W. with $5 says, I think it was the recent Musk interview that got him fired. I mean, honestly, if you wanted a conspiracy theory, or not a conspiracy theory, but if you wanted a guess of what was, the last straw for Tucker Carlson, you could pick a bunch of things. You could pick a bunch of shit. He probably does stuff. I don't watch him, but you could probably pick stuff on a nightly basis that could get him canned from there. Tucker going to the Shuley network, says Brian. Again, they're kind of like steel toe. Let me dig in the couch cushions and see what I can get for Tucker. Tucker's going to get a podcast like Dan Bongino. I don't know. Like, Tucker's such a big deal. Daily Wire, Rumble, Blaze. They'll all be throwing deals at him. They'll be throwing offers at him, but I don't know. I think if you're Tucker, you're probably going to have, unless you do it on your own, unless you decide that you're going to lean in and just start your own thing, you're probably going to have to take a little bit of a pay cut, because you guys can say what you want about legacy media, but if you're in this business, there's still nothing. If you're in the podcast, whatever business, there's still not going to be anything in this world that pays you as much. I mean, unless you get Rogan level and you can do Spotify, radio still is going to be able to pay you the best, because there's these big legacy companies that have deep pockets and still turn a profit. A syndicated radio deal is still the best you're going to do talking into one of these. It just is. Just the way it's financed. TV, same thing. Big network deal is still, I mean, those guys, they've been around for 100 years. They've got shitloads of money to throw around. It's still the biggest money you're going to get in that world. So I think if Tucker's going to go to work for the Daily Wire, or if he's going to work for the Blaze, he's probably going to have to take a little bit of a haircut or get a piece of the company. One of the two. My Lost Interest with 199 says, where is April? She should be put in timeout. I feel like by this point, you guys have to know that April is dropping the kids off, and she's not here on Monday nights right away. I tell you, I'm not going to answer that question every Monday. We're going to have to move on from that question. Phil P with 330. Thank you, bud. Sorry about the misunderstanding. There's our boy, Citizen M. He says, Tucker is a nobody. Dude should retire. AOC is going to get him removed anyway. There you go. He should go to the Blaze, says Trucker 18-Wheeler. Tucker has worked for all 3 major cable news networks. He can go wherever he wants, or he could go out on his own and make Rogan numbers. I don't know. Does Tucker do Rogan numbers? Rogan crosses so many different areas, whereas Tucker's just politics. I don't know if there's as much number. I just don't think there's as many people into what Tucker does as there are into what Rogan does. But again, I could be wrong on that. Zen Rhino says April's out with her other boyfriend, the bull in the relationship. We know, Aaron. Yes, of course. I thought she was pooping. Oh, sorry, I broke kayfabe. My bad. Bouncing Toast with $2. Hey, what was that? I didn't see it. I usually like Bouncing Toast. Thank you very much for the $2, buddy. Rory says, not sure if you guys realize this, but Tucker was a trust fund kid and is the heir apparent to the Swanson family dinner fortune. I doubt he's terribly worried about cash. I don't know. Yeah, but at the same time, he's a competitive dude. He wants to keep working. He wants to keep doing his show, I would imagine. Right? He doesn't just want to pack it in and be done. Stephen Doob says Tucker wants to report what he wants, no holds barred, and Fox wants to keep him in line with the establishment. Okay. I'll go with that. It's either Fox News got tired of his act and wanted him to tone it down and cut the shit, or it was part of the settlement with Dominion. Those are the 2 theories that I'm working off of. There we go. All right, guys, 210 away from knocking out tonight's goal. We're at the bottom of the hour. Let's get under 200 by the top of the hour. Pretty easy at this point, seeing as we're just about there. We're going to need overtime with the amount of shit we've got to talk about this evening. We've still got Don Lemon coming up. We've got Bam Margera coming up. Maybe we'll have time for Nick Diaz possibly being arrested anytime now. And then you got Aaron Rodgers being traded. So it's going to be a busy night. Armando Hobson says Tucker Carlson might have a non-compete clause in his contract like Conan and Cuomo and probably won't be able to have another show for at least a year. Well, that's true. I mean, Fox could just be paid. I mean, they got to, as long as they keep paying him, he has to abide by the contract, I suppose. Upset Duck says, isn't Alex Stein a vestigial organ of Tucker? Biological father, I believe. I don't know. Maybe, maybe Don Lemon will take over for Tucker. Maybe Don. You know, there's 2 guys that I called it about tonight. I didn't catch this Tucker thing. I never called that. I didn't think he was going anywhere. Definitely called the Don Lemon thing. Definitely called the Bam Margera thing. So we'll get to 2 things that I know a little something more details-wise about. Carlson's top-rated primetime host, netting an average of more than 3 million viewers per night, the top of any pundit in cable television. This is less than a week after Fox agreed to pay $787.5 million to settle a defamation lawsuit brought by Dominion Voting Systems over coverage of former President Trump's false claims of voter fraud and the company's software. Depositions taken by Dominion's lawyers exposed private communications from top hosts at the network, including Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Laura Ingraham. Ugh. Well, yeah, see, I think it could have been part of that lawsuit. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. The timing doesn't make sense. Just all of a sudden, out of the blue, boom, finished, over with. It makes more sense if it was part of a greater settlement. Brian says, Brian Stelter sneaking into Fox. Ugh. There are some people who just have one of those faces. And Brian Stelter just has one of those faces where you're like, oh, if I could just grab him by the fucking face and just squeeze it and just he just has a really hurtable face. Brian Stelter. I would never do it. Zen Rhino says, if Maria Bartiromo is let go from Fox Business, then we'll know you're correct, Aaron. Wow, that would be petty. That Dominion gives a shit about Fox Business Channel. No, Brian, not punchable. I don't think Brian Stelter has a punchable face. That's a different kind of face. This is worse than punchable. It's just that fat chipmunk face where you want to squeeze him and just crunch his whole essence. I don't know. It could be. You know what? Let's think about it this way. It could be a me hang up. It could be a me hang up. Rexstart parody account says quartering on Fox. Ooh, maybe the quartering. All right, we'll see. Let's get to 100 likes before the end of the hour. Let's go into this story real quick, and then we'll switch gears. Here's how I want to do this tonight. One of the big stories, hit the reset button on a wacky story, then one of the I don't have the lung capacity and the heart rate to go big story, big story, big story, big story. So that's the Tucker thing. We'll get to the Lemon thing, and then the Bam Margera thing. Sound good? Let's keep knocking out all of our goals and whatnot. An elderly man's corpse was left to rot for 6 days in a drinks cooler on board a cruise ship after he died on board. This is, by the way, another reason I will not go on cruise ships. This is what they do. This isn't like an, oh my God, I can't believe someone would do this kind of thing. They freeze bodies in cruise ships when they die. Because if a guy like dies in his sleep on a cruise ship, they can't just, we got to turn around and go back to port with these thousands of people who all paid thousands of dollars each to go on this cruise. Nope. They've got to, I always thought they had morgues on cruise ships. I always thought that on the cruise ship, they had a room where they would put the body and it would keep it cold until they got back to shore. And then they would do the whole, processing and maintaining and funeral shit. Yeah, some people are saying chum for the sharks, burial at... Yeah, a bunch of people saying burial at sea, just toss them overboard. Right? As long as you can get everyone to agree, like, I didn't see anything. Why not? 3 a.m, you head up on the deck, everybody's shit-faced anyway, and you just kind of... boop. I mean, if it was good enough for bin Laden, why can't it be good enough for this guy? You know what? How about, I got a better idea. A stringer, like fish. Just put them on a stringer and have them just bounce up and down in the water in the ocean, or just put them on a long stringer and leave them hanging behind, and the boat can keep going, and it works fantastic that way. Can we put an elderly dead person on a stringer if they fall asleep, if they die in their sleep on the cruise ship? People are saying in the chat that, Gurmy says they do have morgues on those ships. Yeah. Like, why do you have to hide him in the drinks cooler? You got, first of all, not a temperature that you can store dead bodies at. Like a drinks cooler, we're talking about like you go to the grocery store and you grab a Coke out of that little refrigerator they have. I mean, obviously a bigger version of that, but a drinks cooler. That's not it. You got to keep the body frozen or it's going to rot and smell like asshole. So they put this thing in a drinks cooler for 6 days, and the body began to rot. The family of Robert Jones, who was 78 years old, accuses the cruise line of improperly storing his body after death, resulting in its decomposition. The Miami New Times was the first publication to report on the lawsuit. They accused Celebrity Cruise Lines of concealing the fact that it didn't have a working morgue on board and discouraging Jones's wife from taking her husband's body to be processed in Puerto Rico. The body was found by a funeral worker lying in a bag on the cooler floor. What an undignified way to die. You just die and they put you in a bag and they put you next to just like cases of Pepsi to rot. Don't drink that Pepsi, by the way. The plaintiffs, his wife, daughters, and grandchildren, are seeking $1 million in compensatory damages. That's it? I'm going to say right now for my family to hear forever, or as long as YouTube exists. If I die on a cruise ship, which please God no, you'd better sue for more than $1 million if they fuck with my body. Like they're shoving carrots up my ass or storing me somewhere where I'm rotting and maggots are eating my body. I said maggots. I want you to get more than $1 million. That's all I'm worth? That's all my rotting corpse with flies buzzing around my my ocular cavities? I'm worth $1 million? Shame on you. The lawsuit said that, ask these fucking companies for $10 or $15 million because of emotional distress, and then you settle for $8. And then after taxes, you've got $4. And after the lawyer fees, you've got, I don't know, $2. I'm probably not that far off. You get an $8 million settlement after taxes and lawyer fees, I think $1 or $2 million is probably about all you're going to get. The lawsuit said that Jones died of a heart attack on board the Equinox in the summer of 2022. His wife was given 2 options for what to do with her late husband's body. And those options were have the body flown somewhere to be processed or store him next to the Sprite. She could have his body removed from the ship in San Juan, Puerto Rico, or leave it on board until the ship reached Fort Lauderdale 6 days later. Could you imagine being this guy's wife? You've got this cruise booked. You've got a week left on this fucking cruise, and you're just a shot to shit distraught widow. Your husband's dead. They're storing him with the Diet Mountain Dew in the fucking cooler. And now for the next week, you have to try and finagle a good time out of all this. Oh, this poor lady. They said it would require her to stay in San Juan and arrange the transportation of herself and the body to the mainland U.S. Great. That's real sensitive of the ship, by the way. Hey, I know you paid us I don't know how much a cruise ship is, $5-10 grand. Hey, I know you paid us a shitload of money for all this, but you're going to have to find your own way home. No. We're not refunding your money, for your husband dying and you missing a week of the cruise. That's not in our policy. Certainly you can take his body to Puerto Rico and have it processed and everything, but you're going to have to fly home on your own dime. This is what we call walking into a lawsuit. By the way, this is what we call just walking into one where, Ryobi says that cruise is like $1,250, Aaron. Okay. So I was a little high in my estimations, but if you die on a cruise ship and they don't bend over backwards to make sure that this distraught passenger is okay, you might as well just give her a blank check and let her fill in the amount. Don Lemonzade says you're not far off. Crump got like $8 million of that $27 million from the Floyd deal. Okay, so that leaves them with 19. The Floyd family, after taxes and everything, if they paid him right, probably ended up with 9 or 10 million. No, wait a minute. Yeah, because 19 and then 10 more. Yeah, probably about 9 or 10 million is what they got. Stevie J says cruise ships are probably stocking up on discount Bud Light. Captive customers will have no choice but to drink it. There you go. C says it must have been Carnival, the Greyhound bus of cruises. What's the good one? Is Royal Caribbean the good one? I don't think I'll ever go on a cruise. It seems too, I don't know, like too lack of options. I don't want to be on a boat and then have all my vacations like rigidly planned out for me. But is Royal Caribbean the good one? Oh, Tim the Ancient says Norwegian is the good one. Okay. Viking. See, I don't know. I'm glad I have you guys. Rexdart Parody Account says, wonder if she made it to karaoke that night to perform I'll Be Missing You. I don't know. Maybe she could have done a different version of an Aerosmith song. Loving a refrigerator. Living it up. The temp's going down. Both on the refrigerator and his body. Both of them turning cold. Schnozem says, I'd call a Panamanian Uber and bring some fun stuff back to the U.S. There you go. I mean, yeah, you're all fucked up from your husband dying and whatnot, but you gotta remember to have fun. Probably not scoring any dick on that cruise. You're a little distraught. Johnny K says Viking is the best. You get to trade the port Tuan when you get in. Look, I'm not going to take a guy who has MS and criticize his typing, but let's try again, maybe. Bill Fenner with $2 says the bird, which is the bald eagle. April's here, by the way. She's ready to go. She's got to hurry up because I'm doing Don Lemon next. $1 million. Yeah, a $1 million lawsuit. That seems generous. If I'm Celebrity Cruise Lines, I just go, sold. Good. We're okay. $1 million, that's it? Perfect. All right, guys, off we go. We got 15 minutes until the top of the hour. Where are we at on likes? As we hit the top of the hour? We want to get to 100 of those. 210 away from tonight's goal. Now, we got Don Lemon coming up. We've got Bam Margera. We got Nate Diaz. We got a bunch of people in trouble with the law. Very busy show tonight. We want to hit that goal. We want to do a half hour of overtime. So please, if you could, contribute to the program. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, gifted membership, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. It's all there. The link is in the chat or it's pinned to the top of the page. Also, thank you guys very much. Okay, on we go. We talked about Tucker Carlson. Let's talk about Don Lemon. This poor guy, even when it's his day to be talked about, even when it's Don Lemon Day, look out, world, I'm making news. I'm a free agent. Fucking Tucker's got to go and get fired on the same day.
Sorry.
And now Don Lemon's second banana to Tucker once again. Now, this is less stunning than the Tucker thing. The Tucker thing, we didn't see coming at all.
No, but you had a lot of good theories on why that probably happened, right?
Yeah, you had the lawsuit, but still, nobody saw Tucker being fired today.
No, he's been doing great.
Happening. No. But the Don Lemon thing, they've been trying to get rid of this motherfucker forever. Like, I don't think anyone's had more hints dropped at them that they would rather he just move on than Don Lemon.
I think they were biding their time with him until something bad enough happened with the ladies, and it just couldn't last anymore.
Here's what we've had so far. We've had the new owners come in, and they say, Don, we don't want you on primetime. But you're a gay dude, and we want you to throw the ball around with the gals in the morning a little bit. We'll do a gay guy and old chick and young hot chick morning show.
Yep.
Okay, cool. It's a time-tested method. Works for Good Morning America. Works for the Today Show. Cool. And he hated it. And you could tell he was miserable. And he didn't want to have these conversations with these yappity broads. And he would get a little spicy with them once in a while.
Yes, and they do not like that.
Yeah, he'd put the girls in their place every once in a while. Like, hey, bitch, you know why these fucking female soccer players don't make any money? Because nobody gives a fuck. They're like, how dare you say something like that? And he's like, just facts, bitches.
And you know what else? You're out of your prime.
And then there was the,
you're past your prime.
And if you're over 40 years old, like, and his 41-year-old co-host went, Hold on a minute now. What was that? And he was like, well, you see what I meant to say was like Nikki Haley, she's not in her prime. Yeah, I got that. But you said 30 was a woman's prime. Remember he did the rant and he goes, 30's their prime or 40.
Or, right, he looked at who's next to him like, oh, wait a second.
What's her name? Poppy Harlow?
I think so.
He looked at Poppy Harlow and when he goes, oh, yeah, a woman's prime is at like 30. And he went like, or 40, and she's like, yeah, I'm 41, motherfucker. And he's like,
sneaky in there.
Meanwhile, the chick on his right is like 25, so she's like, I don't give a shit. Keep talking.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I think that chick is actually my age. Like, she is super young.
She's 28, yeah.
Super young.
But yeah, Don Lemon was, as someone in the chat said, Don was a catty bitch. And Don, they were trying to give him his walking papers. They suspended him a couple of months ago. They sent him to sensitivity training. It just seems like they were doing a lot of shit to Don Lemon to make him be like, no, fuck this, I quit. But Don Lemon is such a drama whore, attention whore, needs to be on TV that he was like, well, no, I'm not going to quit. I'll take my demotions. I'll take my suspensions. I'll take my, what do they call it, sensitivity training. Mm-hmm. I'll take all that shit. I'll throw the ball around with the gals. Why not? And then finally today, CNN's like, look, get the fuck out of here.
We can't stand you anymore.
It's like you're hammered at a party and everyone else is left and the hosts of the party want to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone, like they can read the room and they're dropping all the hints and you're just sitting there at their table going, these peanuts are delicious. Oh, so good. And like,
the weather.
Yeah, he's like despondent and he keeps talking. Like, the party was so good. I enjoyed it so much. And then finally the hosts just go, look, man, I'm trying to be nice, but you've got to get the fuck out of here. We've got to go to bed. We'll call you an Uber, whatever you want. Just leave.
His day was coming.
Just get the fuck out.
I mean,
I guess finally today it happened.
It does seem like really weird timing with the Tucker news. You know what I mean? Like that's two really big hitters in one day.
Yeah. So
and they have to share that too. That's like the anniversary together.
Right. They both have the same anniversary. Tucker and Don Lemon are forever joined.
Oh,
by
I got
this
it.
Day.
Tucker and Lemon in the morning.
Can we all take bets on who kills who first?
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Oh my God.
Oh, I would start watching the news again.
Oh yeah, and I wouldn't even care what they covered.
No.
Just watch those
be
two
bitchy
argue
together, please.
Yeah. So CNN. So get this. You're never going to believe this part of it. Apparently, CNN wanted to work out a deal where Don Lemon sticks around and they work out a gracious exit. And Don Lemon decided to be a gay drama bitch and go on Twitter and put CNN on blast and goes, guys, looks like I'm not going to be at CNN anymore. And like he leaves this whole big thing on Twitter. And CNN's like, yeah, we didn't plan to fucking do it this way, but cat's out of the bag. Don Lemon's gone.
Right. I'm sure they were going to give him a little bit more dignified exit.
I am stunned, Lemon said in a message posted on Twitter today, saying his agent had informed him of his firing by CNN president Chris Licht. Chris Licht, by the way, is the guy who's wanted him gone since the day he got in there.
I can imagine.
The Hill has confirmed Lemon's exit. Licht said in a memo to CNN workers that CNN and Don have parted ways. Don will forever be a part of the CNN family, and we thank him for his contributions over the last 17 years.
Whew. Well,
wow. You talk about a guy being a piece of furniture over there. I didn't realize he was there that long.
Well, think about some of those drunken New Year's Eve broadcasts. Those are pretty old, some of them.
Some of those were a long time ago.
Those are ways back.
2007?
Oh, yeah.
Bush, really?
They really squeezed all the juice from that one.
Oh, they sure did. He is a sour lemon now. We wish him well, and we'll be cheering him on in his future endeavors. Yeah, as long as he's not here.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anywhere but here.
In a separate statement issued on Monday, the network pushed back on Lemon's framing of the circumstances surrounding his departure. Again, surprise, surprise, Don Lemon was kind of a gay little bitchy drama queen about the whole thing.
Yeah, and that causes me to wonder if he's got an opening anywhere else.
Oh, that was too easy. I mean, yeah, he's got one big one in his butthole.
In his rear end. Boy, we are highbrow over here.
We forgot about the other controversy that he got in. The lawsuit where he rubbed his balls and held it under a guy's nose in the bar.
That's my favorite one.
We forgot to mention that one. Yeah.
It's the stinkiest one.
Yeah. He's like, oh, smell my dick. Wasn't that the term he used?
I think so. I don't want to be quoted here, but I think he said smell my dick.
Yeah. Smell my dick to a guy in a bar.
As he orders them a couple lemon drop shots.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Like I said, it's been a long time coming with this fucking guy. You got to imagine, seeing as he is kind of a bitchy gay dude, that they were probably thinking lawsuit. Like, what happens if this fucker sues us?
I know. It was going to go farther and probably be uglier and all that.
Samuel, thank you for gifting a membership, buddy. Joe got the membership. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
205 away from knocking it out tonight. Thank you guys very much. Keep her going. Appreciate that. Oh, and Aunt the Knee got gifted a membership from Samuel. Thank you guys very much. So CNN pushed back a little bit on Don Lemon's assertions that he made in Twitter. Are you okay?
Are
you fussing a little bit?
I am fussing because my shirt's bunched up underneath.
Oh, well, God forbid.
And it looks like a nipple.
God forbid.
Well, it looks like a nipple.
Don Lemon's statement about this morning's events is inaccurate, the network said. He was offered an opportunity to meet with management, but instead decided to release a statement on Twitter. The news of Lemon's exit from the cable news channel comes just minutes after Fox News announced Tucker Carlson, the top-rated cable news host in the country, and the company had agreed to part ways. The back-to-back announcements marked two high-profile departures from the two leading news channels. So, opportunities galore.
Just crazy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Tucker has obviously way more options than Lemon does, but...
Well, now, wait a minute.
Well,
there's a lot more, if you're talking about TV opportunities, there's a lot more people who are more sympathetic to Don's politics and identity than Tucker's politics and identity.
That I agree with. Absolutely. But
I'm going to throw a few things out at you. MSNBC, Today Show, Good Morning America, one of those fourth hour guys. Because
he could be
who just lost
the Amy Robach and what's his face? The lovers.
Holmes. Amy Holmes and TJ Robach. No, Amy Robach and TJ Holmes.
Yeah, it was Amy Robach.
Yeah. See?
I don't know. Maybe. I just feel like He's such a bitchy liability, though, anywhere he goes.
I see him working out perfectly on one of those shows. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I hope so. I hope he lands on his feet. I don't want to be lacking lemon content. But
How about this? How about live with Kelly and Don? How about Don Lemon?
Oh, Kelly Ripa runs off another one?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
That would be a tough test. Like,
But
who would run off who in that one?
I don't know, because I always thought she was really nice, but then she runs through co-hosts like nobody's business.
Well, now she's there with her husband,
Oh, is that her husband?
Mark
Okay.
Consuelos or whatever. Yeah.
I actually didn't know who she was
And
with.
apparently people are bitching like they're like talking too much about their personal life and shit. And like, I don't know if they're talking about sex stuff or what, but I read an article that people are upset.
That's interesting, because I feel like people live for that. Ooh, let us in on some juice, you know?
Courtney Harlow with a great point in the chat. She says Don Lemon would be perfect on The View.
Oh, he's going to be just like that dude. What's his name?
That's a first.
No, on The Talk, I think it is.
Oh,
Like Jason or
Jerry
something?
O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell.
Oh,
He's going to
God.
be wearing pink pants on The View.
That Jerry O'Connell thing is so fucking hard to watch. You left that on one day. You left that channel on.
Don't
And-
tell people I watched that show.
And the talk came on. And I saw Jerry O'Connell in pink pants.
That's what I'm saying.
And he was just sitting there uh-hahing all those dumb broads and all of their vapid thoughts. And I'm like, oh, Jerry, you don't. Is he still married to Rebecca Romaine? Like, does he doesn't need the money.
And he sits there like this. I can't get my legs high enough, but he sits like a girl, like a girly with his legs crossed and stuff, all fancy and shit.
Jerry O'Connell network. He's worth $20 million. You don't need, and he's
Okay.
with Rebecca Romaine. You don't need to do that, Jerry.
But if you think about it this way, all he has to do is sit there and look pretty and and for an hour.
Don Lemon
and he
can
gets
do
paid
that.
money. Why wouldn't you do that?
I want Don Lemon to be a View cast member and run all those broads off by telling them how postmenopausal and past their prime they are.
Can you imagine
Whoopi
Whoopi and Don getting into it?
Look, no offense, Joy. I'm not trying to like get into your thing or whatever, but you know, why should I listen to someone with a rusted out reproductive system? And quite frankly, you're a woman whose uterus probably falls out of her vagina from time to time. So I don't really think you have a say in this. And then she just looks at him like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then after the show, you're like, Joy Behar has decided to leave The View. Maybe they just bring Don Lemon on to run all of those old big contracts off. So they
Okay.
can hire new, cheaper talent for The View.
Oh, you mean how The Talk ran off Sharon Osbourne?
Exactly, because she was making too much money.
And she was friends with Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
So naturally she has to be fired.
D. Gulag says, that's a great Don Lemon impression. I'll be honest, when I heard it come out of my mouth, I was like, that's a lot better than I intended that to be. It was a lot better Don Lemon impression. And I don't know if I'm proud of that or not.
So is that our consensus then, that we think he belongs on The View?
Yeah. All right, look, Whoopi. You know, we'll get back to all this Donald Trump stuff in a little bit, but I just wanted to say one thing. In a country with an obesity crisis, I don't think we need an overweight black woman telling anybody what to do about health or anything like that. That's just my opinion. She's like, oh, you motherfucker, I'm going to kill Don Lemon. I'm going to squeeze a lemon right now, Joy. I'm going to squeeze the fuck out of that little... It's like, oh, shit. Yes. Whoopi Goldberg
Whoa.
drops the gay F word at Don
that's
Lemon,
it.
and then she
It's
gets
all over.
fired, and they got to bring somebody else on.
Those are my COVID pants.
Yeah. Can you believe that this dumb just called me?
But she can say that. She's black, right?
This dumb just called me fat. I swear to God, I'm going to squeeze this little head off. You're like,
she's-
oh, no.
If she says that on national TV, but she's black, is she fired?
If she calls him the N-word or the gay F word?
We'll start with the N-word.
Yeah, because they don't, like, that audience doesn't draw the differential.
Okay.
The way that yeah, you can't say words like that on that show.
Even if you're black.
Yeah, gay F word, gone again. You're gone there too.
Fine.
For sure. Like if they're having a conversation and she mentions the word, like talking about it, she can probably get away with it. Yelling it at
So
Don.
quoting somebody.
Yeah, yelling it at Don Lemon during a fight. Yeah, you're fired.
That would be the most hot, like the highest like viewed episode of all time, though. Any clips of that are just making the circulations.
Yeah, I think if she goes, look, did that just call me overweight, Joy? I don't think she survives that, but she's definitely gone if she's like, I swear to God, I will kill this. Like, nope.
He gets up and gets in his face.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's a World Star video.
You just, you're watching these two. Hold on. I got to, where's my,
Come on.
I can do this. Hold on. I'm going to have to mute it, though. He goes on a rant on The View, and they have a drop just for Don.
Okay, what's next?
It doesn't work as well if you don't get to play
No,
the
it
whole
doesn't
thing.
sound as good.
No.
I don't like it.
So Don Lemon is gone. CNN, what will they replace him with? Who gives a shit? I think
James Corden.
Oh no!
I know. I was thinking about it in the truck on the way home. I'm like, James Corden just slides right in there.
I mean, you'll keep the gay quotient up.
I know. It's perfect. He is white though.
But people hate him. Like people who work with him say he's a piece of shit.
He belongs on Broadway. He's a
really
peacock.
does.
You gotta let him fly.
I don't know who they replaced Don Lemon with.
I don't know. Steven Crowder.
The ratings can't get worse. So one benefit that CNN does have that Fox doesn't. Fox can't swing and miss with their Tucker replacement because they have 3 million people watching every night.
Yeah.
CNN has like 250,000 people watching every night. Like they can swing and miss. It doesn't matter. They can pick anybody they want. And it can't get worse.
I don't know what I do.
Yeah. Replace him with a pet rock. Replace him with an actual lemon, some people are saying.
Oh, just a basket of lemons.
Yeah.
And just play the news behind it.
Sure.
Okay.
The Admiral says joy in blackface to greet Don. Yeah, they all try to trigger him so he gets fired first because they know that Don Lemon's in there to clean house.
He walks in, he's like, oh.
Joy Behar's first day on the job. Don Lemon's like, well, I just want to say it's great to be here, Joy, and I'm very excited to be a member of The View. And she's like, oh, Lordy, Massa Lemon, so good to have you here. We is all so excited. Isn't we there, Whoopi? And Whoopi's like,
Wait.
I don't know what the fuck Joy is on about today, but this is fucking crazy, y'all. I don't know why she's talking like that. I don't know why she put on that dark shade of makeup, but I know that this is going to be a historic morning for The View, everybody. Oh, Lordy, Whoopi, that show is right. Mm-hmm. How about you, Sonny Hostin? Is you so happy to see Miss Lemon here? It's like, what the fuck are you doing, Joy? They pull her.
That would be great.
She fucking quits that day. She's like, you don't have to fire me. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Can't be associated.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Well,
what a conundrum.
Yeah, so Don Lemon's out at CNN, and I don't know who's going to miss him, but I'm sure about 100 or 200 people will.
Somebody will.
Somebody will miss him,
I mean,
right?
whoever his boyfriend is on the side is going to be sad that he doesn't have that, CNN rub anymore. But
Yeah. Bouncing Toast 19 with $2 says, hi, April.
Hello.
There you go. All right, guys, we are 2:05 away from tonight's goal. We are going to need overtime for all the shit we've got for you. If you feel like contributing, there's the links in the chat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, memberships, gifted memberships, and Rumble Rants. We keep, adding more ways to contribute to this program. Thank you guys
We're
very much.
accommodating.
Let's get her under, we were supposed to get her under 200 by 8. We missed that. Let's get her down under 150 by the time we rattle the cans in about 55 minutes and do our e-beggar best to earn overtime from this listener-supported program. We don't have a show if it's not without listener contributions. So there's the links in the chat. If you feel like contributing, great time to do it would be now, whether it's on Rumble, YouTube, or wherever. Hit the like button if you can't contribute to the show financially. There's many other ways you can help. Subscribing is huge. Liking the video is massive. Sharing the video is even bigger. That's even better. So guys, do what you can. We do appreciate it. I'm a proud Christian porn star.
You are.
God put me on earth to enjoy sexual pleasure.
Well, that's a workaround, but it's a good one, huh?
This really seems to me like someone who grew up going to one of those non-denominational movie theater churches.
Yeah, this sounds like some bullshit.
Yeah, look, man, I'm not saying I've read the Bible cover to cover, but I've seen enough of the Cliff Notes to know that I don't think that doing pornography is in God's plan.
No, I think sex in God's eyes was supposed to be between the husband and wife, right?
This is someone who's afraid to die and really wants to go to heaven. but just doesn't want to follow any of the rules.
They had, you know what she has? She has a couple super Christian parents
Maybe.
who like remind her of this shit every time she comes home, like once a year for Christmas.
Oh, no. No. Those porn stars are the one who do like BBC gangbangs. They've like totally abandoned God's love. They've rebelled against their parents all the way. This chick, I'm telling you, she wants to go to heaven. She wants to be seen as like holier than thou and good, but she also knows that, you know, she takes a ramrod up the shit cutter every day for a living, and that, you know, you got to try to square that with the house when you die. So you got to work something up in your head that, like you said, a workaround that makes sense.
The mental gymnastics, though, to get there.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Here she is. That's the
okay.
That's the Christian porn star.
The glasses don't help, lady.
That is her. Courtney Tilla, who was raised Christian, said porn is a divine calling. She told the Daily Star that she kept hearing and feeling the nudge to help liberate women from their sexual oppression. The 36-year-old added that God's message has been abundantly clear and that this is my way of serving.
She's doing the Lord's work.
She's literally telling us that she's doing the Lord's work by getting plowed on camera for a living.
I'm just making people happy.
All I'm trying to do is make the world a happier place.
If there's less hatred in the world, isn't that worth it?
Isn't that better? She dies like 30, 40 years from now, and they go, all right, we're Courtney Tilla. Holy Jesus, holy me. This has to be a misprint. What are you doing here? And she's like, well, I thought your message was for me to liberate women from their sexual desires. She's like, you understand I made you bitches bleed once a month for trying that shit, right?
We are miserable.
You understand that all I ever did was try to beat it into you whores, that I didn't want you throwing your pussy around all over the fucking place. You talk about misreading my signs, lady.
Did not pick up on the signals.
Yeah. But I thought you wanted me to go forward and, you know, do my pornographic work. No!
Bitch, you're not even being fruitful and multiplying.
But our jewelry is a crucifix, not a pearl necklace. Where did you miss the memo? Look, I get that you're a little ashamed of doing porn. I get that it's probably, as you get older, it's very difficult to tell people what you do for a living, no matter how well you do with it. But come on. I mean,
So she's your age. How would you feel if you had to, you know, go about and say, oh, yeah, I'm a porn star?
Well, yeah, I mean, the worst part would telling people that, no, I'm not really gay. It's just, it pays a lot better to do those movies.
Bills.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
My way of serving.
Oh, she is smoking hot, though. I will give her that much.
Tilia left a job teaching special education at a Catholic school for a much more lucrative path. Yeah, but she's still dealing with drooling people.
Oh, dear.
It's just a little different.
Oh, my God.
They all still walk around with boners. She can just fuck them now.
Jesus Christ. Has that ever stopped anybody?
Hi, Mrs. Tilia. God, would you put that thing away? It's fucking weird, all right? You guys just walk around with those all the time. I don't like it.
This is a no boner zone.
She goes to her porn shoot, and it's the same thing. Hi, Mrs. Tilia. It's like, God, you guys really are. It's kind of the same IQ.
God, I can't get away from you people.
10 years from now, she's doing a MILF shoot with one of her own students. Like, oh, you end up going this route? Oh, I should have known.
Seriously, though,
she's all right.
What?
Last year, she told TMZ she earned $380,000 a month in OnlyFans subscriptions.
God bless.
$164,000 a month from DMs and $50,000 a month in tips.
Jesus Christ. See, you're saying Jesus Christ all the time now, and she just decided to make it holy. Wouldn't you do that if you could? If you've got no family, you're not married, you don't have you don't have anything. Why not?
$7 or $8 million a year.
How do you turn that down?
Yeah, do this shit for 2 more years and then call it a day.
Hello.
I think that's the end of the clip. Yeah. Okay, my only problem is, come on with the God shit.
Right.
I'm a Christian OnlyFans star.
I don't recommend going the God angle because I don't think he's going to look kindly upon that someday.
Yeah, I
don't.
I really don't think that God, like, that's one of those things where, like, if you don't see a God cease and desist in your mailbox, there is no God.
No.
Like if God hasn't sent you paperwork saying, bitch, you keep my Lord's name out your fucking mouth.
Maybe God's just staring down at her like confused though. Well, she's not denouncing me. Like she's not totally casting me aside. So I don't know what to do here.
You know what I think?
What do you think?
You're already dead, sinner.
How many miles of dick?
And after she dies, you know what God's gonna tell her?
What?
Ain't nothing left but fire and brimstone.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Dub with $2 says 07. What's up, Dub?
Hey.
Bouncing Toast with $5 says, darn, why didn't I think of that loophole?
There's only one loophole.
God wants me to take it in the shit cutter, you know, for Jesus on camera. No, his name is Jesus, and he's the guy you're working with tonight. It's totally different.
There has to be some porns where she absolutely says something religious, right?
Oh. In the name of the Father and the Son and the whole. Oh, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Oh, I'm sorry.
Stop that. You make me nervous that you're doing these things.
I don't know what to tell you.
Are you doing these things somewhere?
No. Yes, I'm sneaking off to do
He's
porn.
mimicking me right now.
Bouncing Toast with $2 says, instead of amen, she gurgles. Did you ever
I have nothing to drink in front of me. This is awful.
Did you ever see the musical Did you ever see the musical porno she did?
No, will you tell me about it?
Hallelujah.
You're concerning me.
That is not okay. Oh. Thank you, Bouncing Toast. And thank you, Patrick Bay, with $5. Says, here's a thought. Tucker Carlson takes over The Daily Show on Comedy Central. Ooh.
Fun.
Could be
Here's
interesting.
a thought. You completely left this out, and I was driving, so I couldn't do anything about it. What about his son?
Alex Stein?
Alex Stein.
Yeah, I think they're
Are they tapped out over at the Blaze?
No, I think they're oh, you mean hiring Tucker at the Blaze?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
I think Blaze,
The Wire.
Rumble, and Daily Wire are going to fight like hell to get him.
I think so too. And if he ends up at the Blaze, I would do so many things to even be just a fly on the wall in a room with Alex Stein and Tucker Carlson. That would be the best thing ever.
I'm just thinking of more hymns that this woman could sing. The Christian porn star.
Oh, I got it.
I didn't want to talk about Tucker again. I just had to read the super chat. I wanted to talk more about this Christian porn star.
See, to me, Tucker
lady.
is a form of porn as well. I think he's very fun. You just got that thing all wet. You're using.
No, I'm wearing that shirt tomorrow. Don't do that.
It's just water.
Johnny got me that shirt.
I know. Johnny did give us some lovely things.
No.
I want to see it.
Don't show him the shirt. It's a surprise for tomorrow.
God, you're an asshole sometimes.
Oh, boy. 195 away from today's goal. There you go, guys. At least one person in the chat going, stop it.
No, I'm saying stop, too. It concerns me how good you are at these things.
It's just,
like, what are you doing in your off time?
The things I do for humor.
When I'm off on a drive somewhere.
Fuck you, dude says, I see Aaron is reliving his religious childhood.
It would seem that way.
The Admiral says, I will say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice, for she has made me glad. Bouncing Toast with another $5 says, while the guy finishes, the guy blesses her chest and face and shoulders while saying, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Oh, instead of Ash Wednesday, it's like
Gash Wednesday.
Gash Wednesday.
Oh,
and
no.
you do one of these and cum on your forehead.
Oh, she gets the cross in jizz. And she's got to leave it on there all day long for Gash Wednesday.
You got to come up with communion here. What's the communion shit?
Gravy.
It's gravy. It's great.
Just gravy.
Baby gravy and... What's that wafer made of?
Whisker biscuits. It's perfect.
What is a whisker biscuit? I think of that on my compound bow.
Guys,
What's a whisker biscuit?
April doesn't know.
No, it's on a bow for hunting.
It's a clit pussy reference. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's okay. It's all right. You got Gash Wednesday. You don't want to know when she gets a little older and has to do really bad shit. Hood Friday
Good Friday.
instead of Good Friday.
It's a different type of math.
That's not Hood Friday is not good. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the motherfucker.
I'm appalled.
That's all. Oh, D. Gulag says she celebrates Fistmas.
Fistmas,
There you
that's
go.
very good.
Perfect.
The 12 days of Fistmas. Oh, that is a fucking painful holiday.
There's a lot of options here. She plays the organ at church really well. Yes, of course.
The second coming of the Lord for Easter. What does she give up for Lent? Anal.
Oh, no.
She gives up
she gives
anal
up
for Lent.
she gives up her ass. A Christian OnlyFans star says she feels more connected to her faith since she kickstarted her kinky career 7 years ago, and now believes God put her on earth to help liberate other women from their sexual shame. Because that's what God's known for, wanting you to fuck a lot and not be ashamed of your bodies. That's why he made those motherfuckers wear fig leaves.
Yeah, but then you got somebody like me watching her be hot as fuck and roll in cash, and it's like, well,
Yeah, but I don't I don't think you can say that
I
it's
can't
for
do
the
that
Lord.
because I have a family. Other women that might see her are inspired.
My God, she's
and it's
got a
working.
family.
You know, I would never. of course.
35-year-old Courtney Tillia made the declaration during an interview with the Daily Star. Fish. Boo. On
Aw,
Sunday, saying
Brown Star.
God's message has been abundantly clear. I'm here to be a porn star. This is my way of serving. The mom of 4 previously worked as a high school teacher, but found that her life lacked meaning and her spirituality was suffering as a result. Before I left teaching, I felt super disconnected from myself and also God. I didn't know what my life's purpose was or how I was meant to help others. She found the courage to quit the classroom and began an OnlyFans account in 2016 with the support of her husband, Nick,
She's married?
with 4 kids.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, well then my whole argument is gone. Like, I'm married. I've got 3, hoping on 4 kids.
Like, is she taking dick in
So
her
what's the
OnlyFans?
point
Because
then? No,
you
I
can't
bet
do
she's not.
adultery.
I bet she's not.
You can't say that you're a Christian
She's not
porn
then.
star.
I questioned that earlier. I bet she's not having sex. I bet she's just doing stuff for the camera.
She's just flicking it.
Just flicking it.
$7-8 million a year to go flick it.
This little bean of mine.
I'm gonna let it.
I'm gonna let it
I'm gonna let it
shine.
grind.
grind.
The ex-educator admits that was initially felt ashamed of her X-rated escapades
Oh.
before she slowly began to realize that her strict Christian upbringing
I
was
told
the
you.
cause of her guilt.
I
You're
told
right.
you. It's
You're
always
right.
the parents. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Before she began to realize it was her strict upbringing, not the $8 million a year that made her feel better about it.
Dude, I'm telling you, her parents sit at home drinking too much now, wondering
Yeah.
where they went wrong.
I had so much sexual shame of my own at first. I remember being at a photo shoot that had several porn stars, and I was so triggered. I could feel the judgments that society and religion had instilled in me, and I was very aware of it, Tillia explained.
Oh my God. She's a fucking smoke show. I kid you not. She must have had C-sections because that's the type of scar from like she has that big tattoo there.
Oh, to cover.
That's what
Yeah.
I
Oh,
told
no, you can see right there. There's the scar.
That's what I told you people told me I
Yeah.
should do with my surgery scar. Same place.
Yeah. The ovarian
My
scar.
my
or whatever it
tumor
was.
scar.
The tumor. That part of me felt like their sexual choices and expression were wrong and informal. Sorry, guys, I won't keep that on the screen to stare at her
immoral.
feet. I even felt wrong by the association in that moment, but that didn't feel like God telling me to feel that way, she continued. Empowered by the joy that she brought her new subscribers, they're jacking off.
But they're happy.
I
Who
mean,
cares
for
what it took
now.
to get there?
As well as the boon to her bank account, the liberated mom recognized that her new career was actually a part of God's plan. Hoes will do anything to justify the guilt from their hodom.
She probably plays God's Plan by Drake while she does this shit.
I now
bet.
reject any teaching or institutions that depict God as an entity to be feared or to be judged by. Well, then you ain't talking about Christianity, Islam, or Judaism, I'll tell you that much, because that motherfucker wants you to have a healthy fear. God is loving, not fearful, and accepting, not judgmental, she declared.
Yeah, until the rapture.
Wait a
maybe.
minute. God's not judgmental.
That's the only one that counts.
He has a thing called the 10 Commandments, not the
Right.
10 ideas or suggestions. Like, don't do this shit.
You really are right when you say like Christians like bend rules just to fit certain things in. So
And
it's
apparently
convenient.
limbs and orifices too.
Well, you know.
Bouncing Toast with $5 says she loves getting whipped to really get into the role of what Jesus felt like before getting crucified. She's just trying to help.
What if they had her in?
How sacrilegious if they did a crucifixion thing and she blew the guy playing Jesus.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean, I was just going to start saying, like, start doing robes and shit like a Catholic priestess.
Forgive her, Father, for she knows not what... Oh, yeah, she does. Oh, fuck. Jesus gets blown on the cross while he's being crucified.
I sometimes wonder, though, like, I would have guessed she's single with no kids. And then I find out that she's married with 4 kids. It's like, how many other parents out there do you think are actually doing this, maybe?
Probably a shitload. There's always like teachers and parents that aren't allowed to go on field trips anymore because some because some
Look at that money, though.
some mom you can go somewhere else and do it.
No, you.
Me? No, fuck no. Show my
You were showing off your gargling skills.
I don't think I can make that kind of money just
Pretty good.
gargling. KF with $5 says, really brings a new meaning to come all ye faithful.
Aw.
Heyo. Am I right?
3 wise men are bringing different gifts tonight.
She needs to do nun porn, says Dave Phillips.
Yes. ASAP.
I don't really see where she's getting this, like her picture of God that she's getting. I'm not
It's
sure.
from right here
Yeah.
and right here.
And her fucking downstairs. Yeah.
She
Tim-
heard her or his voice once while she was doing it. And she's
No.
like, God, is that you?
No, it was just really echoey down there, and a guy was saying, hello.
God, that reminded me of a night where you and I were talking about some other OnlyFans chick where if you could like hear the echoes of the old lovers.
Yeah. Right? I mean, it's a common joke with
Just-
OnlyFans. Because they're whores.
Oh.
Chernobog says, I'm an atheist, and even I think she's going to hell for this. Exactly.
Yeah.
God wants you to simp for OnlyFans hoes, says Triple N. Exactly.
You know what I think people do now too is that they like grade on a curve on what's like judged by God and stuff because look, I'm not killing anyone. Like I'm not doing meth.
Yeah,
and all
right.
that
Exactly.
stuff.
You just go, oh, come on. I'm not taking DP in the asshole.
Look, I'm not taking dick from them. Just, these guys.
Come on. There's not, I'm not taking it from any dirty Christ killers or anything like that. So we should be fine.
We baptize the penises first.
Yeah. Pelt becoming a steel toe bro. Thank you
Ooh.
very much for your membership, buddy.
Thank you.
That's going to knock us down to 180 tonight. 180 away from knocking out tonight's goal. Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo. Whoever wants to, hey, for this story, christen that one tonight. We are waiting for our first Streamlabs, PayPal, or Venmo contribution tonight. 180 away from tonight's goal. Thank you guys very much for your contributions. Let's see if we can get that under 150 in the next half hour so we have a good shot at knocking out tonight's goal. By the way, only evening show goal night is tonight. Tomorrow,
really?
tomorrow we have our first anniversary of our first ever stream on YouTube.
Ooh.
So that's very exciting. We figure we'll just put all the links up there and you guys can chip in a few bucks. Everybody can chip in a few bucks, help us celebrate like the birthday shows and shit like that. Then Wednesday night is the prize show. So there's no goal
Holy
there.
shit.
So it looks like this is the only night where there's going to be an overtime goal. So 180 away if you want to help us knock that down. Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo are the 3 easiest ways to do it, the 3 fastest ways to do it. But Super Chats, memberships, gifted memberships, and Rumble Rants work as well. There's all the links right there in the chat. Just follow those. They're also pinned to the top of the page if you'd like to contribute. I might save the Christ lady.
I would like to end that with Cocktiff got my attention. He's like, you should see what she does with the rosary beads.
Oh, of course.
We forgot the rosary beads.
Of course, my
Aw.
Catholic upbringing. How could I forget? What was her name? Courtney
Tilia?
Let's see.
Well, she has an Instagram. There's probably good stuff on there.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Here. Courtney. She might only be. Yeah, she's only OnlyFans. So she
Well,
might...
I think we can still go. You can still go on OnlyFans website to see what kind of porn she does.
Wait a minute. Hold on. She might be...
That is...
No, that's not her.
Not her.
That is not Courtney Tilia.
Oh, my goodness. Why do you always get to do this to me during the show?
There's a lot of fucking going on and a lot of lesbo shit.
It's getting warm in here.
Oh, my goodness.
My goodness.
A lot of girls doing ungodly things. I don't think Courtney Tilia would be okay with that because that was a lot of going to hell kind of business.
She draws that line, no gay stuff.
Yeah, she's like, I can't do gay stuff because God will smite me to hell, so please, only dicks in my asshole and vagina today.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Are you just trying to... Aaron's trying to preheat the oven. I'm all sweaty now.
Yeah. Amanda Hug and Kiss says, stickers arrived today. The van looks prettier. Thank you. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Also, the merch for this last order went out today. So
Yep,
you
this
guys should be seeing that in a couple of days, unless you live in, what do we have, the Netherlands and Australia. That might take a while.
Yes.
The Netherlands and Australia.
They're traveling a ways.
They're traveling quite a ways, you guys. It's amazing. Like, those countries make their citizens pay weird fucking tariffs to go pick up their mail.
Just one of them. Well, like the UK does, and like Sweden and Norway and all that shit. Australia does not. But it costs a fuckload to get it over there.
Yeah. All right, we got to check out our Streamlabs here. We got something coming in. Oh, just hold on, guys. It's Triple N with $5 says, "Don't dead name me, please. You fuck. Great show and nice tits, everyone." Oh, thank you for not leaving me out of that. It's very nice of
They're
you.
always talking about you. I was gonna say thank you for your compliment.
That's very, very sweet. 175 away from tonight's goal. Let's go ahead and knock that out. So there you go. We'll clear that one out and get ready for more of them as we look to knock out our only evening show goal of the week. And also 30 minutes away from rattling the cans and doing our e-beggar best to knock this thing out. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button. I know we got up over 100 by the top of the hour. We're going to go into the Bam Margera story now. This could take us up to the can rattling segment. So make sure if you feel like chipping in, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, memberships, the whole deal. Let's knock out that last 170, 175, whatever it is. Well, a lot of people were telling me at the top of the show today, hey, Aaron, you were right about Bam Margera. And hey, looks like you really called it about Bam Margera. Two things. I didn't want to be right.
No.
About Bam Margera.
Everybody would love to see him turn around, right?
I don't care.
No, well.
About him turning around. I just want to see him stop fucking up his family.
That'd be turning around.
Honestly, for me, I just get the shit to shoe level. I don't even care if you get
I don't think there is shoe level for him. I think he needs to either quit or get off pot.
So now the people saying like, oh, Aaron, you called it. You saw it coming. Like, I don't think I have a crystal ball. I think I was just looking at a junky fuck up and going, he's going to do another junky fuck up thing. And junky fuck ups tend to get worse and worse with the shit they do as time goes on. So I certainly wasn't seeing myself as like a soothsayer or a clairvoyant when I made these calls about Bam Margera. But
you're just guessing.
This is a bad one. The last time we checked in on him, he was screaming at the mother of his children.
In front of his child.
In front of his child, fucked up at a restaurant. Now, TMZ has obtained the police report describing what allegedly happened in the lead up to Bam Margera fleeing into the woods, and it's a shocking account. Now, Bam Margera is wanted by the police in Pennsylvania. He's wanted, they were kind of vague on it at first. There was an altercation, and then he ran from authorities, and he just ran off into the woods, and they were looking for him.
What a weird thing.
Yeah, like fucking Sasquatch. He just
Bam Squatch.
Yeah, he just ran off into the woods, and now they can't find the fucking guy. According to cops, who they say spoke to the alleged victims, who happen to be Bam's family members in this case, the former honestly, I haven't read this yet.
I haven't either.
And all I'm hoping is not the kid, not the kid, not the kid.
I hope the kid didn't see any of this, at least.
The former Jackass star started banging on his brother Jesse's bedroom door at around 8 a.m. on Sunday and left an ominous note behind. Jesse told police the signed letter from Bam read, "If you even fucking think of calling the police on me, I will officially fuck you up."
Okay, so we have
I'm
threats.
Bam Margera, and this is the brother fight on Jackass. Sorry.
World star.
Jesse goes on to say he then went downstairs to find Bam peeing into the kitchen sink, at which point a fight allegedly broke out. Well, did you let the guy put his dick away first? I mean, you don't start the fight while the guy's got his dick out pissing. In fairness, and I'm not saying I'm on Bam's side here, kind of an asshole move.
I think it'd be kind of gay. You can't be swinging at some dude with his dick out.
Yeah, you can't be hitting
gotta
a guy.
Let him put that away.
Right, and then you can get piss on you if he's not done pissing.
God. Oh, he's gonna make dribblies.
Yeah, you don't want to get dribble piss from a junkie on your leg.
Oh, it's gonna be like acid rain.
Oh,
Just eat away your skin.
Come on, man. Let the guy put his
Got
dick away.
holes in his clothes.
Yeah, I'm not saying your brother doesn't need to be punched in the fucking ear really hard. He does many, many times. Just wait till he puts his dick away and finishes urinating first. I mean, he's already pissed on your sink. Damage is done.
Dude, that's gonna eat through the porcelain.
Oh, no. Then he'll probably make a documentary on Bam. Oh, you mean the sink. I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
In the docs, Jesse claims Bam wailed on him and struck him multiple times in the head. And cops make a note of this in their report, noting visible injuries they say they observed. After the brawl, Jesse goes on to allege that Bam said, quote, "I'll kill you. I'll put a bullet in your head." Well, that would do it.
And you'd probably believe him too, right? He's willing to hit you. He's going to shoot you.
If he doesn't sell the gun to get drugs first. It's the level of discipline that he may not have.
Yeah.
Jesse also told police that Bam allegedly said he'd also kill everyone in the house. Which the occupants of which at the time included his dad, Phil, and 2 other women. Jesse told police that Bam fled into the woods behind their house after this, and cops say they came up short when they went looking for him. So this is just kind of like... this is Bam's old antics on Viva La Bam taken to an extreme. Like, he used to fuck with his parents and fuck with his family.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, now he's a little more out of control, and the pranks aren't near as funny.
He worked himself into a shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bam kind of worked himself into a drug-addled shoot.
Yeah, but so now he's just a babe in the woods. Yeah. But, like, I feel like a guy like that can't last long in the woods, not for, like, lack of trying, but he needs his drugs. He needs drugs and he needs alcohol, and he doesn't have that with him, I'm assuming.
You're just going to find him shaking and sweating next to a tree all gimped out.
If he were to stay out there, he dies. Whether it's from exposure or withdrawals, he's going to die.
Yeah, Pennsylvania in April, not the warmest city in the world.
Probably animals.
He probably went home. I mean, he's probably...
Somebody picked him up, I'm guessing.
They found, what's her name, walking around in L.A., and they held her for like 2 weeks in a psych ward. Yeah, let's hold Amanda Bynes. Let's get Bam the Amanda Bynes treatment.
He, too, is walking around naked.
Yeah, let's just get Bam in a psych ward. And then never let him out of the psych ward. Yeah, Shaft says in the chat he needs a 5150. Why not?
Yeah.
That might be the last hope, is just get him in the... Because they've tried rehab, I think, 572 times.
Well, now you're beating up your family. Yeah, I think he can go.
Or it's just time for everybody to just say, fuck you, dude, we're done. And just cast him out.
Like That's what I mean. Like, don't let him in your house.
The wife's done it. Yeah, the wife's done it. Now it's time for the dad to do it. It's time for the brother to do it.
I don't want the ex-wife to feel bad either. I don't want her to feel bad. I know that's got to be a hard situation to be in, but she really stuck around as long as she could.
A warrant has been issued for Bam's arrest, and the Pennsylvania State Police are actively searching for him, asking the public for any help on info regarding his whereabouts. The charges he's facing sound pretty serious, although we're told they're all misdemeanors. Well, I mean, nothing really rose to the level of felony unless you count the threats against other people's lives.
Are you telling me that it's a misdemeanor to beat the shit out of somebody?
I mean, to the level that they probably told the cops he beat the shit out of them. Like, he punched me in the ear a couple times.
No, he said he really wailed on him.
Yeah, it's probably about a misdemeanor. Like, if there's not serious bodily harm or anything, then he's probably fine.
Well, even the death threat, though?
Another misdemeanor.
That is so strange to me. I always kind of figure like those are big offenses.
Yeah, Chernobog's probably right. Check Johnny Knoxville's house. He's probably throwing rocks at it and shitting in his yard. More than likely.
Yeah, maybe.
Fuck you, dude says leave him in the woods. He'll either come back and be arrested or he'll die. It's all you can do with Bam.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like, all you can do with Bam Margera at this point is just leave him to go off on his own and see what happens.
What do we have left? Like,
Death.
I really do think like the bottom never falls out for this guy. It's death.
Yeah. I mean, you
You can't keep beating up people without being locked away at some point. So
Yeah, I mean, he's constantly fucked up.
I do worry that if he were pissed enough, he might hit the ex-wife, just so he's angry at her for, taking everything away from him.
And that's what I'm worried about, is if he does something to himself, he does it in view of the wife and the kid and stuff like that. But I honestly, I think the clock's ticking on the guy. I think every time we get to one of these incidents with Bam Margera, that's one step closer to a resolution. Well, because or an end to this story.
Because every time he does something, less and less people are on his side too. Yeah. Like we used to see that when we post clips about him and our takes on him too. There would be people like, oh, leave Bam alone. He's fine. He just needs a little help and stuff like that. And then that gets less and less. And more people show up saying, oh, boy, he's kind of a piece of shit.
We get more and more views on every Bam clip we put out there and a higher and higher thumbs up rate. It used to be like in the 70s. People like, how dare you say that about Bam? Then the next one would be in the high 70s. And the next one would be in the 80s. And now the last two have been in the mid 90s, like as high as it can get. Because people have slowly started to see it my way, and they're like, yeah, this guy's irredeemable. This isn't like a drinking problem or a drug problem anymore. This is a full-blown nightmare. Like, this is a completely fallen apart, dysfunctional human being that needs to be destroyed and rebuilt. Or maybe he just destroys himself.
Upset ducks, right? He's too crazy for jackass. Like, that to me says an awful lot.
Everyone tried to help him. And everyone has quit. Johnny Knoxville and Jeff Tremaine were like, we'll put you in the movie, you fucking junkie. Just take these withdrawal pills, take these things that are going to keep you sober, and then, keep you able to perform for the movie and make $5 to $10 million bucks. And maybe they thought if he went on a movie shoot and had to stay clean for the whole thing, it would get him clean for good.
Well, yeah, if you stay clean for a certain amount of time, it's just like creating a habit. You've got, they say for like human nature, it's 21 days to create a habit. I'd say the opposite's true, too. You got to keep going.
And then, like any junkie, when it fell apart, he blamed them, so they washed their hands of Bam Margera. Then Steve-O was his buddy, and I'm going to help you, Bam. I promise. Don't worry, buddy. I'm going to take care of you. And then I'm going to take you on tour with me, and, me and Bam are going to do a show together, and we're going to bring your son and all this stuff. First fucking night, he's fucked up in front of his kid, and Steve-O, sends the kid off with the mom and says, I got to wash my hands of Bam Margera. I'm done. I'm going to have to watch my friend die. He said that. I mean, those were his words.
I can't imagine.
And now and then the wife leaves. The wife says, I got to get the fuck out of here. This isn't healthy. And now it's the brother and the dad who are now like, yeah, they called the cops and like, you got to pick him up.
And if there's one last guy that usually sticks around, it's your father.
Right.
Like, oh, man.
For some of us. But that's the end. That's
insane.
I mean, there's literally nobody left.
I've said this about people I've personally known previously too. You'd think like the kid alone would be enough. Like you got your beautiful child in front of you. You'd think that'd be enough to pull you through and make you want to be better. I can't imagine being fucked up like that in front of our kids. I just couldn't do it.
Some people just lose that battle. I mean, there's nothing other than it consumes them. It takes them over. And it looks like with him, it's just about finished its victory over Bam Margera.
Kids are around, especially for me. I want to make sure that I'm able to take care of them in case of anything ever happening. You want to be able to act.
While I'm smoking crack.
Right, you can be smoking crack. I will hold down the fort.
Right, I have to be able to smoke crack. That's the important
That's
thing.
true, so I have to be sober.
Right. Citizen M says, Bam did stay clean, didn't he? No, he wouldn't drug test for the movie. He wouldn't take any of his tests because he was still getting fucked up. The movie canceled him because he took his prescribed drugs. No, there was a clause in his contract. He had to stay clean. He had to take the random drug tests. They asked him for a random drug test. He flew off the handle, threw a fucking fit, motherfucked everybody, and quit the movie. And that's what happened.
In my opinion, so he put it out there that like, oh, they canceled me because I was taking my prescribed drugs. I think it was Adderall or something like that. And it's like, no. Knoxville is going to be understanding that if you have a prescribed drug, like, of course, take it.
You see,
it's not that.
You see, Citizen M, what you did was you fell for a junkie's lies. That's what they do. Notice that Bam Margera is always the victim. Like Wrestling Fat Faku says, pure mental delusion of how innocent he is in all of his fuck-up excuses.
They're all the same, though. Every single drug addict is that way. Like, it's always, oh, woe is me. Nobody understands me.
Yeah. And David Chandler says it right. He goes, well, I'm sure he was taking those too. Yeah, I'm sure he was taking the prescription drugs too, if they're going to throw those at you.
Have a whole cocktail.
Yeah, why not? All right, guys, we got 15 minutes until we rattle the cans and play the music and knock out that goal, but we're 175 away. We started well ahead tonight. We started at 2:30, so we're about 55 in. Let's see if we can knock out that last 175. If you're feeling generous, there's the Streamlabs, there's the PayPal, there's the Venmo, Super Chats, memberships, and gifted memberships. We knocked it out this morning. Let's knock it out tonight. Let's do our half hour of overtime. We've got lots of stuff to talk about. So we want to be able to get all of that in. Go ahead, throw a few bucks in, guys. $5, $10, all of it counts. All of it knocks that down. Let's go ahead and get in there and help us knock out that goal tonight. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. All of it. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, we haven't checked in on San Francisco yet this week.
Oh, boy. It's a treat.
Yeah, somebody was nice enough to walk around the local Target in San Francisco.
Yeah.
To show us what it looks like in there. Now, you and I have talked about this at a Walmart in a certain neighborhood of our town. They have like socks and underwear under plexiglass, lock and key.
Lock and key.
Because people have been stealing so many socks and underwear. Now, those aren't the only items that are locked up, are they?
Hell no.
No, but
I mean, that's just like one of the sadder examples.
Yeah. One of the big ones is the hair care products.
Hair care
and makeup
things
are the
like
big
Tide
ones.
Pods.
Yeah, the ones that get locked up now. Well, here is a Target in San Francisco. Here is the Brave New World that they're building out there.
Guys, that's the shaving supplies and the deodorant.
Oh, just wait. There's no sound on this, by the way.
Toothpaste?
It's the whole fucking store. The entire store is under lock and key. It looks like everything is beverage coolers.
That, to me, that strikes me as like a store where you have to online order only so they can put your order together.
Right.
Because what else are you doing? Walking around with an assistant?
Oh, wait, no, never mind. The end caps aren't under plexiglass lock and key.
That's because that's their clearance items that they're getting rid of.
So they don't give a shit if you steal those.
Check that out. How does a shopping trip like that work then for you? Do you walk around with one of the employees and let them open up everything for you? What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, you have to basically go get someone.
You can't flag down somebody that many times.
You got to flag down someone basically and go, yeah, I'll take one of those, two of those, one of those, two of those.
Sir, I need the extra large box of Tampax, please. How embarrassing.
Yul Gibbons says they only lock up sex toys and baby formula at our Walmart because, single moms, of course.
See, sex toys, I'm trying to think at our Targets here. Nothing is really locked up at Target.
They have sex toys at Target?
Oh, yeah.
I was not aware
Would you like to see it tomorrow?
I suppose. I'll take a look at some dildos,
it's
bro.
Fine.
P.A. Cheddar says that's some New York CVS. Oh, yeah, see?
See, I've never seen one this wild. Like
that was a lot.
It is. It's overwhelming almost. It looks like you have to it's like a video game where you have to unlock drawers and shit to get into it.
Yeah.
What a weird thing.
Stevie J says bail reform is working out great. Yes. The Admiral says, I look for lonely women in that aisle. LOL, my secret's out.
He just lurks at the other end and he pulls his sunglasses down and he's like, you looking for a man?
She sees him grab a black one and he goes, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
I'll stick around. Will that thing do the same?
He just gets mad at them. He said, it is against the Lord. The Admiral just goes,
You already did, sinner.
oh my God.
Can't be caught with that one.
I didn't think we needed that, Admiral. That's not very kind of you. Why would you do something like that?
What the hell?
10 minutes until we fire up the music and see if we can knock out that 175, boys and girls. There's all the links in the chat. If you're feeling generous tonight, we are a ways away. It's our only evening show goal of the week. Tomorrow night, we won't have one.
No.
Wednesday night, we won't have one.
Couple parties, huh?
Pick us up. We got a couple of parties the next couple of nights. So pick us up, throw in a few bucks, covering some big stories tonight. Let's knock down that 175. J.K. Rowling just continues. J.K. Rowling's one of these people who like as the world gets crazier, she stays right where she's always been and just starts to look like a rebel when
Like,
she never has been one.
The view window on her is moving, but she's like just in it.
Yeah, she's staying exactly where she's always been, but the world around her has gone so insane that they're like, J.K. Rowling's an extremist. And she's like, no, she just thinks that women, biological women, should be treated differently than someone who decided that they were going to be a woman 3 days ago.
Watch out for J.K. Rowling. She's a demon.
What a lunatic she is.
She's dangerous.
Author J.K. Rowling issued her own snarky response to those who said that they would not watch the upcoming Harry Potter by saying that she will take precautions by laying in a large stock of champagne.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was another Harry Potter, but
Oh, they're milking that for all it's worth. They just
is
had
there more?
They had the video game, and that went really, really well. So they're like, oh, better make a fucking Harry Potter TV show.
What's his name? They're going to have Daniel Radcliffe and his bleached asshole in there again.
no.
Do you remember that bit from way back when?
Bleached asshole
No, you guys-
Daniel Radcliffe.
Somebody in the chat used to have Daniel Radcliffe's bleached anus or something like that because you did a whole bit on it on the radio.
I don't remember.
I don't remember why
did I
it started,
accuse him
but
of it, or did he admit to having
No,
one?
I think you accused him of it.
Okay.
Like, of course, in a joking manner.
The embattled author tweeted By the way, stop saying things like embattled. She's not embattled. Some children on the internet are mad about some shit she said. She's fine. She's a multi-millionaire. Everything she touches still turns to gold. She's not embattled. Stop enabling this childish behavior.
Are you saying she's not under fire?
She's not under fire. She's not embattled. Literally, it's all made up fake world on the internet. Everything
Right.
she does in real life is massively successful.
Yeah, plus she's hot.
Well, I mean, for an
I don't know
older-
how old she is,
For
but
an
that's
older
hot.
broad, she's all right.
Hell yeah.
The embattled author tweeted the sarcastic comment after saying that several people were already threatening to boycott the new series over her involvement. Dreadful news, which I feel duty-bound to share. Activists in my mentions are trying to organize yet another boycott of my work, this time of the Harry Potter TV show. Honestly, if I were her, I wouldn't even mention it at this point because it's so
No.
unsuccessful. It never works. Like, don't even talk about these fucking people.
Yeah, that's our take, though. I think she probably hasn't gotten to that point yet.
She says, dreadful news, which I feel duty-bound to share. Activists in my mentions are... Then again, she probably gets like tens of thousands of mentions, so it does get a little like, all right, guys, enough. Are trying to organize yet another boycott of my work, this time of the Harry Potter TV show. The 57-year-old Rowling tweeted Friday. As forewarned is forearmed. I've taken the precaution of lying in a large stock of champagne.
That is brilliant.
I think by the grace of God, she's going to make it.
She's
just
going
fine.
to make it. I want to know what she's worth. I bet she's worth a shit.
Oh, J.K. Rowling, at least
God.
$200 million.
Oh, it's got to be great.
J.K. Rowling net worth, $820 million.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine. She's rich. She's hot. She's gonna be just fine, guys. I think you're not touching her.
David Chandler, who's been remarkably generous so far this week, trying to jumpstart the donation train, says, "Come on, guys, we don't want MSO going to bed satisfied tonight. Now, do we?" That's a good point. And Sid Saraf with 1999 says, "Honor to match Chandler." Well, you know what?
Nice.
You'd all be dead now if it wasn't my David.
There you go.
Thank you, Sid.
145 away from knocking it out. There you go, boys and girls. We are getting close. 145 away and about 5 minutes, a little more than 5 minutes away from firing up the music, blowing the train whistle, and seeing if we can handle this thing. William with $10 says, "I love the show. I love Jesus Christ." Well, you love that porn star we talked about earlier then.
Me too, buddy. Thank you.
135 away from knocking it away. There you go, guys. Those of you who are waiting for it to get a little bit closer, there you are. 135 away. There's the Streamlabs, the PayPal, the Venmo, Super Chats, memberships, gifted memberships. All of it counts towards knocking it down. Even the, what do you call it? The Rumble rants.
Oh, there you go.
Work as well, guys. Thank
Hey,
you
over
very
there on
much.
Rumble.
Over on Rumble. All right. So J.K. Rowling, $820 million. I'm guessing she's going to be all right.
Hey, in that picture, she looked like the blonde chick from Scrubs. Did you see that?
You have a weird, disconnect with how old J.K. Rowling is. You've got blinders on a little bit.
Did you close it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see her as a little bit hotter than I think.
I don't think so.
She is.
I think she's pretty good looking.
I mean, she's all right, but
Aaron thinks J.K. Rowling's mid.
yeah. I mean, look, she's 50. Well, here's the thing. She's 57 years old, so I don't see her as hot. She looks great for an older lady.
I think success helps too. Success somehow makes people sexier.
So you're what do you call it? You're a materialist.
No, I'm saying it's attractive to see somebody be ambitious.
Rincewind says 2 words not associated with MSO: bed and satisfaction. Why?
Oh no.
Chernabug says April is attracted to all the women. Sid Saraf says Sarah Chalk from
Yeah,
from
that
Scrubs.
one. Yes, exactly.
They're calling you Gold Digger April.
No, I said nothing about what she has. It's the ambition that got her there.
Ryan C. Robertson with $5. Super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. We are now 1:30 away from knocking it out tonight, boys and girls. We are getting there and 5 minutes away from rattling the cans and firing up the music, and you guys helping us reach tonight's funding goal for our program. Thank you again very much.
Ding.
You know, I think what we're going to do for overtime is Nate Diaz possibly being arrested.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers being traded to the Jets. And we got a couple of other things. And the Matt Walsh thing. I'm actually going to declare that I have some respect for Matt Walsh.
What happened with him now? Because the last that was happening is his family was being threatened and weird shit like that.
Well, he did something that Crowder didn't have the balls to do. Crowder, when YouTube told him, fuck you, we don't want you, don't come on here, we're demonetizing you. Remember, Crowder did that thing where he's like, I'm going to sue YouTube and fuck YouTube. But then he still stayed on YouTube and kept putting shit out there. Mm-hmm. And now when he goes, Rumble's the shit, I'm going to Rumble, I'm Rumble exclusive, but he's still going live on YouTube and he's still uploading shit to YouTube. Matt Walsh actually put his money where his mouth is, and YouTube goes, fuck you, Matt Walsh. We don't want you hanging around here. We're demonetizing your entire channel. Matt Walsh put his money where his mouth is and says, well, fuck you, I'm not broadcasting on your site. I actually respected that.
Yep.
We'll get to all of that, the Aaron Rodgers stuff, the Nate Diaz stuff. Let's do the Aaron Rodgers thing now.
He's got to be happy.
The Jets pulled off an ingenious move. They just kept telling the Packers, no, to all of their offers.
Yawn.
And the Packers have to make a deal because Aaron Rodgers will not play for them this year.
Okay.
He won't do it. And the Packers want to move on and let Jordan Love be the quarterback of the team. So they have to trade Aaron Rodgers. And the worst position you can be in as one of these trade parties is the people who have to make a deal. Because now we've got 3 days until the draft. The Packers want draft picks, so they gotta get something from New York for this quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So the Jets finally agreed to a deal. And in the deal, the Jets and Packers are going to swap first-round picks this year. So the Packers will move up from 15 to 13, and the Jets will go from 13 to 15. The Jets will also get Aaron Rodgers and a fifth-round pick this year. They're sending their first-round pick to the Packers this year, their second-round pick this year, and a sixth-round pick this year, and also a 2024 second-round pick that will become a first if Rodgers plays 65% of the plays this season. So the Jets are giving up. They're not giving up a first this year. They're swapping.
Right.
So they're not giving up. They're giving up a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and a sixth-round pick, and they're getting a fifth-round pick. So they're not really giving up the fifth. They're upgrading that to a sixth, or they're upgrading a sixth to a fifth. So really, they're giving up a first and a second to get Aaron Rodgers.
That sounds like a fair deal to me.
That's a great deal.
That is a pretty great deal.
If you're the Jets, you take that all day. And if you're the Packers, look, you got yourself a second this year. You moved up 2 spots in this year's draft. You grabbed a first-round pick next year.
I think you got to do this.
You got a couple of things. You got basically a first and a second.
Well, now, what is Aaron Rodgers going to have around him? I can't recall.
Well,
I don't pay attention to the Jets very much.
The Jets just signed a receiver. God damn, I can't remember who they signed. They signed a pretty decent one, too. And I can't remember who it was. The Jets are going to have a lot of free agency money to throw around also. So
That's got to be good. I think he just needed out of there anyways. It was getting sour.
Yeah, I think everybody, look, the Packers got a couple of draft picks. The Jets got their quarterback. Everybody's happy. Everybody can walk away now. Everybody can go. Matt Fields, thank you very much for the $10 over on Streamlabs. He says April's OnlyFans for the Lord brings all the mud sharks to the yard.
Oh.
Now she's not going to sleep tonight.
Ooh, nightmares.
Now she's going to be like Ace Ventura after finding out Einhorn is Finkel.
I'm going to be sitting in the shower just scrubbing.
Exactly. All right, guys, we are 120 away from tonight's goal. Alan Lazard, the former Packer.
Lazard, okay.
That's who they got.
Oh, wow.
All right, guys, let's fire up the music. Let's blow the whistle, and let's see if we can get some overtime tonight. We got a lot of stories still to come.
Yes, we do.
So if you'd like to chip in, Streamlabs, PayPal, the whole deal, let's fire up the music and see if we can knock out this last, 120 before we're done tonight? I think we can do it. Off we go. There's the eBeggar special music just for us. As MSO says, rattle them cans. Let's rattle away. $120 away from tonight's goal. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. We get inside of 50. It's a draw. We do it on credit, and we knock it out in the extra half hour. If we get to 0, MSO loses. If we get under 50, it's a draw with MSO. So let's see where we go. MSO winning is not an option here.
No.
MN Viking says, I tuned in at the worst time, begging time. Hey, buddy, it's shorter than a commercial break on TV, radio, or even Hulu. It's cheaper than Hulu. And we'll be done as soon as the goal gets knocked out.
It goes away quick.
So, hey, couple of minutes, knock out the 120, we'll be there. Oh, my God. David Chandler says in MSO's name and goes with another $100. I am bashful.
And you embarrassed
No, it
us.
wasn't my David.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
So there it is, $100, and also 10 gifted memberships. That's going to be
Wow.
that's worth $30 to this program. Stop giving. Stop giving. It's over. Happy Plague Doctor gifts.
Thank
See, there you
you.
go, MN Vikings. It was over in 1.5 minutes.
Plus, I
today.
don't think we get to complain about our beg segment when it
You'd all be dead now if it wasn't my David.
There you
thanks.
go.
When it supports our show you like so much.
There you go. So I think we're $10 ahead for tomorrow. Thank you guys very much for that. Happy
Thank
Plague
you.
Doctor gifted subs to MN Vikings, Jesse Kling, Darb Rock, Blazin' Blue Tongue, Strippers Got Me Banned, Scorpio Queen, Mr. Massachusetts, and Jimmy Dickskin, as well as Captain
Nice.
Panhandle and Scott Richard Staska, all
Woo.
getting memberships. So there you go, guys. The goal has been hit, and we're doing overtime.
Here we go.
Hot shit, guys. Thank you very much. Hit the like button. Let's get up to 200 by the end of the night. And then hit the subscribe button because we are getting very close to 9,600. I know I just said on Saturday that we hit 9,500, but the motherfucker
It's quick.
keeps going up. Very happy. Tomorrow evening is our 1-year anniversary of moving from Twitch to YouTube. So 9,600 subs in 1 year. Nobody
Thank you guys.
has done that. Kyle W. saying 10K by the end of May. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one, but we'll see if we can do it.
We'll push for it.
We'll see if we can do it. Definitely our original goal was to hit 10K by the first day of summer.
Yeah.
I think we're looking good for that one.
Tell your friends.
Look, it's Cynically
your-
Insane says, I was gifted a membership this morning and my dick grew half an inch. No lie.
Oh, that's good.
amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Half
MN
an inch can mean a lot.
MN Viking says Steel Toe has some loyal fans. Well, look at you. You threatened to come to my house and beat the shit out of me like 4 months ago. And look at you. Here you are just being a fan and enjoying the show. Yeah, he said he was going to come kick the shit out of me. Not those words. It was more like, oh, well,
I mean,
I
we
could come visit you.
We could skip that.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
did.
think that's what sane people do.
No, he did. He skipped that part. Just kind of
That's probably good.
came back to the program.
Probably
great.
good.
All right, guys, let's get into this Nate Diaz thing. So, Friday night, it was during that Keemstar's Happy Punch Boxing had a card where
Yep.
some asshole dipshit on that card. David Chandler, you do have to be on PC to gift subs, I believe. He's asking Happy
okay.
Plague Doctor if you have to be on PC. Yeah. So, Friday night, Happy Punch Boxing, Keemstar's outfit, had a card, and there was some dickface who knocked the guy down and got himself disqualified because he just kept fucking punching the guy while he was down. That's going to be kind of the thing that ends up, if anything ends up killing this influencer boxing shit, it's going to be rushing these people into a ring before they're ready.
Before they understand everything.
Before they understand all the rules, just to like, hey, we got to get more bodies out there. We're having more and more of these cards. We're at, we got to keep up. We got to get warm bodies for the ring, grist for the mill, if you will. And then you'll get these guys who don't know what they're doing. Somebody gets hurt badly.
Right. That's not going to be good.
Somebody gets fucked up, and it ends up screwing the whole thing up. Like somebody gets
just
brain damage, and they're like, we're done.
Wrecks it for everyone.
Yeah. Billy Corvette says, I can't send money for some reason. Error message. Oh, well, I hope not, buddy. All of the links work on our end. Sorry about that. Well, then, hey, enjoy the show. Hit the like button. Right. Maybe hit the join button, become a member. Or
you can try again in the morning.
Subscribe to the channel, hit like, and share the show. That works also. P.A. Cheddar, thank you for your 1-month baby boot subscription.
Cute.
Appreciate that.
Oh.
So the night of this event, Nate Diaz choked Rodney Peterson out in a fight that spilled out of a bar. Now, as you know, Nate Diaz has a big money fight coming up in August against Jake Paul. You can't be fucking choking people out and wrecking that.
Nope. Jake Paul's probably rolling his eyes now.
New Orleans police have issued an arrest warrant for Nate Diaz on suspicion of second-degree battery in the wake of a Bourbon Street brawl that went viral. NOPD spokesperson Karen A. Beaudry confirmed the charge to MMA Fighting on Monday night, but could not provide additional details on the warrant. There has been a warrant issued. He is not in custody, Beaudry said. The police department issued the charge after gathering videos of the incident in which Diaz allegedly choked unconscious Logan Paul lookalike Rodney Peterson in a brawl that spilled out of a bar. Peterson later showed off a grisly head injury and vowed revenge on Diaz, who was in New Orleans to support Chris Avila for a fight at Misfits Boxing 6. Do we have there's multiple videos of this.
Did he do that then thinking that was Logan, or did he know who it was?
I don't know.
Because he was drunk.
And I'm sure we're not going to know for a while now because it's going to be lawyers we're going to be hearing from, rather than Nate Diaz.
Oh, yeah. Dude, 12 up in there. Oh, yeah, Hogan.
Holy fuck.
Oh shit. Yeah, he got him in
yeah. His head was bent like under. That was disgusting, actually.
People were yelling Logan, so he might have thought he was choking out Logan Paul.
Look at the guy he's choking again and think Logan Paul. It does look like him.
Guys, I don't care if you're a multimillionaire. Don't choke out millionaires.
Don't touch anyone.
Well, I mean...
No.
A bum can choke out a bum. I mean, I'm talking about for the fiscal consequences of it. If you've got a shitload of money, don't go choking out anybody in public. Because it's going to cost you all of it.
Oh, my take is always, if you're well off, an athlete, actress, anything... Don't get yourself in trouble. You've got it made.
Yeah, rappers too. Rappers do that. They always want to get in fights with people and shit. It's like, no.
But for what?
Don't you have friends around who will do that shit for you? You get into the car, your boys stay behind, and they stomp a motherfucker out.
Beef with you. I mean, they're kind of under you at that point.
Nah, you got to stomp. Look, you got to stomp some guy out. You have your guys stomp the guy out, and you go get in the car. You stay away from it all.
Have it your way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Hogan.
Oh, yeah, he locks that in. Yeah. I wonder if he thought that was Logan.
Well, that's what I think happened because he comes out of a bar drunk. The guy does look like him.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance.
So apparently that kid cut his head pretty bad. Here. Let's take a look. They've got a link here to the head injury. I don't know. I don't. Do you think you would mistake that guy for Logan Paul?
Hold on. We're both sober.
That's a good point.
You got to remember.
So I don't know what the hell I did to Nate Diaz, but I'm telling you what, I'm going to knock him the fuck out when I know he's coming.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely tell this guy's got a concussion or brain damage. He thinks he's going to knock out Nate Diaz.
I know. You couldn't even make it in a street fight, buddy.
Guys, I'll tell you this. I think Jake Paul will probably win that fight, but I don't think he's even knocking out Nate Diaz. Sorry.
No.
Like, you caught me off guard, dude. What, you think I was Logan? What the fuck?
So,
Hey,
yeah.
Diaz, turn around. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Here. And then Nate Diaz.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that guy's concussed. For sure.
He's obviously drunk, too. Otherwise, he'd probably care a lot more
Yeah.
at the time. He's kind of, whatever.
Yeah. I think...
So even he said, like, he would know if he had beef with Nate Diaz. So he did just think he was Logan Paul. That's all that happened.
Had to have,
That's all that
because the guy's like,
happened.
I don't know why he choked me out. I don't know what the fuck the deal was. But here's a new angle of the fight. No, film Nate Diaz, you dipshit. Oh,
God.
I have a question. How do you see Nate Diaz choking a motherfucker and then go film something else?
Unless there's an off chance they didn't know that was Nate Diaz.
Maybe. Oh, because you got everybody throwing punches at everybody. Doesn't it make you want to go to New Orleans?
Kinda. Yeah. That's why I love you. I mean, I was just sitting here thinking, God, I wonder what it'd be like to be right there. You
No,
know,
thanks.
all these celebrities around, you just get to watch them beat the shit out of each other.
I'm good.
No?
No.
What the fuck ever?
You know what I like?
You go there and watch that.
I like going on a nice night out where people aren't bashing each other's
do
heads
too,
in.
but you also like the riffraff of like Fremont at
from
night.
afar.
I don't know. Oh my God.
He is sleeping.
There's a puddle of blood under him.
Yeah.
Somebody help him.
April, everybody's kung fu fighting.
I don't care. Cradle his head. Get it a donut pillow. I don't know.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when Hulk Hogan choked out Richard Belzer.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
You've never seen the Hogan Belzer thing?
No.
Yeah, Richard Belzer had a...
Oh, boy.
He had a late night TV show. And Hulk Hogan went on with Mr. T.
For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about.
He went on
this
with...
is great.
Yeah, he went on with Mr. T. And I guess I left the last part of that last clip off the screen.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry.
Im Holt.
My bad.
What a phenomenal broadcaster you are. These people paid for that.
It was the same shit we showed you before. It was just a different angle, and they didn't even show the fucking choking out. So the first one you got to see was better.
Yeah, but this one there's a puddle of blood on the ground.
It's fine. We'll be okay. I promise you'll all be okay, and you'll be none the wiser for having missed it. So Hulk Hogan did kind of the same chokehold on Richard Belzer.
Why?
That, well, you'll see. I mean, back in the 80s, this is 1984, they were promoting WrestleMania. And back in the day, if someone would intimate that wrestling was fake or was fixed, or you had to stand up for the business. You couldn't expose the business.
Got to keep kayfabe.
You had to keep kayfabe. One of the things you had to do as a wrestler, and in the old territory days and the old WWF, you would get in trouble if you didn't do this. If somebody at a bar said that wrestling was fake, do you know what the wrestlers had to do?
Start wrestling?
No. In the middle of a bar, they had to start a wrestling match? No, you had to beat the fuck out of that guy.
Oh, so that's the same thing.
You had to whoop that guy's ass for saying that. And go, does that feel fake? Does that feel fake? Like, you had to protect the business back in the day. Now, if a fan, he can shout the most horrible shit at you, and if you lay a finger on him, they're going to sue you. Well, here's Belzer with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. And this is what that Nate Diaz chokehold kind of reminded me of.
We had a very ugly incident here last week on the show. Hulk Hogan and Ms. T were here, and
I wouldn't be talking that cash money shit, Stitches boy.
I actually think I've seen this.
Hulk Hogan did a demonstration, and he hurt me real bad. I split my head open, and I was not...
Oh, I was very injured. I had to get stitches and go to the hospital. I had to pay my insurance deductible and everything. I'm going to sue Hulk Hogan.
You leave him alone. He's important.
He's dead now.
unconscious and so on. So just to show that I'm not a part of their promotional tool and that this was real, I want you to take a look at this clip. And keep in mind, this was real. Take a look at it and remember, I had no idea what was about to happen. And I'll be right back.
Oh, and by the way, this was in the middle of a lawsuit that he had filed against the Hulkster and the WWF.
So you probably shouldn't be playing this.
No, so he's being really gratuitous. Like, he wants to show it because he's like, and I'm just letting you know, I was in bad shape. I wasn't part of the work. I wasn't part of the promotion. I didn't ask to be a part of this.
Yeah, but I kind of thought once you started legal proceedings on something that you were supposed to shut the fuck up about it.
No, that's not if you have a TV show and you're 100% in the right. Then they kind of want you to really bury the motherfucker and go after him.
Now, the first thing you need to know about amateur wrestling or professional wrestling are submission holds. You just tell me, brother, when you want him to quit squealing, okay?
All right.
It's called a front chin lock.
Oh.
How about it, T?
Keep him like that for a little while.
He's out right there.
Yeah, he's a limp noodle.
You see in the arms when he can defend himself.
It's gone.
And then when it just starts to slip, that is the blood being squeezed, the oxygen and blood being starved to his brain.
Quickly.
And his arms just turning numb and
it's
falling
a lack
to
of
his side.
circulation.
Yeah.
I feel like there's
The
like a
first thing you need to know about
cracking
amateur
sound.
wrestling.
Yeah. Listen for this cracking
There's
sound.
like a crunch.
Professional wrestling or submission holds. You just tell me, brother, when you want him to quit squealing, okay?
All right.
It's called a front chin lock.
Right there.
Okay, did that not sound like that was his neck?
It did. And it might have been.
You just tell me, brother, when you want him to quit squealing, okay?
All right.
It's called a front chin lock. How about it, T?
Keep him like that for a little while.
He's losing it right here, and it's gone.
And that is like a hard stage floor, which is like hickory wood hard. Like that is a firm ass floor that he fell onto. It's
God.
unforgiving.
He's all right. He's just sleeping. He's sleeping. Really, I was a sleeper hole. He'll be all right. He's waking up now. That was a serious.
Right,
a lot of people.
Look at the pool of blood right there.
I just noticed it.
Look at it.
See, it works.
Look at all that blood. And now watch his suit
All right,
when they.
brother.
And now, we'll be right back after this word from you-know-who.
And there's the back of his suit.
Did you see Hogan's face when he saw the suit?
Well,
Were you watching his face?
Oh, let's hear. Let's go back to the Hulkster.
He looked
it
off
works.
at somebody.
All right, brother.
And now, we'll be right back after this word from
Hulkster's like, whoa.
He's
whoa.
looking at it like, whoa, I did a little too much there.
You
huh?
even hear the Hulkster go, whoa.
All right, brother.
And now, we'll be right back after this
You
word
hear him go, whoa.
But he's going to look off at
from
somebody.
you-know-who. We'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
And by the way, Belzer, I don't know if he says it in this clip, but at some point when talking about it, Belzer goes, yeah, and by the way, I don't remember sending it to a commercial.
No, that was weird. Like, show mode just kicked in for him. Like, oh, let's go do this, you know? And, like, I don't know.
Okay, I had no idea when I got up and said we'll be right back. I had no idea where I was. I was in shock, and I know I'm doing this a little bit, maybe going too far. But can we get a close up of these stitches? Because I saw Bill Cosby today, and he thought it was a hoax. And if he thought, can we read that? Can you see that?
No.
Can you see those stitches? I'm sorry to do that to you. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to show you. And this is not the first incident between a professional wrestler and a television interviewer. Watch what happened to ABC's 2020 reporter John Stossel.
Okay, now they don't show it in here. Have you ever seen the John Stossel clip?
I don't know. I have seen the Belzer one before. It's just been a long time.
With Stossel, it was Dr. D, David Schultz, who was like about to go to WWF and do a whole feud with Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
And he kind of lost out on that because I keep wanting to say Belzer. Stossel accused him of, he said, I think wrestling's fake. And Dr. David Schultz, Dr. D.
Not my favorite Dr. Schultz.
No, he defended the business, as it were.
Why don't you just show us instead of telling us?
Oh, no, I'm going to show you. I'm just setting it up for you. So here we go. Wrestling. Here we go. So Stossel's doing this report on pro wrestling, and he's just egging this guy on because he's a little guy and Schultz is a big guy, and there's no way he's going to hit me. So I'm just going to cock off to him and tell him that what he does for a living is fake.
Sure.
And then he got what he deserved. He sued this guy afterwards, and it basically killed David Schultz's career. Like the push he was going to get from WWF, the working with Hogan, all of that, out the door.
That's what happened.
Because of this. Here it is.
Tag team partner of Eddie Mansfield, a wrestler who's just told us how every match is fake. I asked Schultz questions that I assume all wrestlers have been asked dozens of times.
Okay, yeah, but here's the problem, John. Every time some smart ass asks them that question, they're supposed to smack the shit out of them for saying that.
That seems like a bullshit thing, though.
And do
you don't just get to beat the shit out of people for saying that?
Look, do you egg a guy like this on?
No, of course not, but you're not above the law either, so watch it.
Asked dozens of times.
What?
Is this a good business?
Yeah, it's a good business. I wouldn't be in it if it wasn't.
Why is it a good business?
Because only the tough survive. That's the reason you ain't in it. And this punk holding the camera reading he ain't in it. Reading these rednecks out here ain't in it because it's a tough business.
I love that he's just like healing it up. Like, again, this is back in the day where these guys stayed in character. David Schultz is like, yeah, I'm a heel. These rednecks out here and these you pussy boys out here, you ain't in the business.
That's terrific.
Wait, is that all you got?
I'll ask you the standard question. You know?
Standard question.
I think this is fake.
You think it's fake?
And he smacked the shit out of him for saying that.
Do roids make you behave this way?
What? Why would you even assume that man was on steroids? No, it's tradition. Like, that's how they were brought up.
I don't care, though. Like,
that's how they were brought up in the business.
Religion can say, oh, it's tradition to kill this type of person. That doesn't mean you're going to skate on it.
The Crusades would beg to differ.
Is that now? I don't know.
What's that? Is that fake? Huh? What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap, huh? You think it's fake?
You did it again?
Well, get up and stare at the guy, you fucking idiot.
What are you supposed to do? Just sit there?
Scoot on your ass backwards and say, sorry, Mr. Schultz. Stand up and stare at him like you're a fucking tough guy.
I would never apologize to somebody who just hit me when I'm putting them on TV.
Ugh. Yeah, and shitting on their business and running it down. And going, I think this is
like
fake.
he just said, I'm asking you one of the standard questions here. Like,
yeah, I'm totally
God.
I'm totally on David Schultz's side.
I'm not, actually.
I loved it.
I'm all for man's man and being tough and stuff, but no.
And how about the fact that it was a bitch slap? Are we really going to cry about a bitch slap?
What was that? Dana White would love him.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. D just he missed his window by a couple of decades. But don't worry. Stossel sued him too. And that was if I look it up, Stossel.
I think you should sue somebody if they hit you that hard.
Lawsuit.
That to me, that's past being okay at that point.
Oh yeah, David Schultz. Okay, so they asked him about the 2020 thing. I gotta turn off the ad blocker. I did what I was told to do. Vince McMahon told me to blast him and tear his ass up and to stay in character and be Dr. D. When I went out that door, I did not know who John Stossel was. I made John Stossel because nobody knew who John Stossel was. And after that night and that TV show, and after all the whining and crying this guy did, crying like a baby, he goes on Barbara Walters saying Schultz beat me up. But John Stossel last year on a TV show said his injuries were neurosomatic. That means that after he got his money, he didn't hurt anymore.
Yeah, that works for most people.
just
saying.
On his deposition, he said he had permanent ear damage, and the doctors at MSG didn't see damage on his ears at all. I didn't touch his ears. And if you slow down the tapes, you'll see that I did not touch his ears. He complained and whined and went to his brother, and his brother was one of the doctors that checked him, and his brother said he had permanent ear damage and said he will always have it. Do you think that your brother is going to lie for you? I do. So the commission doctors don't know what they're talking about when they said he had no damage. Vince McMahon paid him $425,000 without asking me anything, without going to court, and John Stossel never sued me. That is a misconception because I was never arrested for anything or was charged with anything. Vince McMahon was. Vince McMahon then comes back and sues me for the $425,000 he gave this little wimp, and now I have to fight Vince McMahon, who is a well-known billionaire. And I just want to tell everybody out there, do not fight a billionaire unless you are a billionaire. There you go. And that fucked up his whole push with Hulk Hogan and the whole deal.
I get the whole, like, oh, you've got some kind of weird gay bro code because it's wrestling. You can't hit people and fucking knock them down and not expect a lawsuit. I really don't think so.
The Belzer-Hogan thing did go to court.
And?
It was about to go to the New York Supreme Court. However, Belzer and Hogan reached an out-of-court settlement for an undisclosed amount.
Okay.
Belzer's lawyer said they were entitled to 50% of the settlement instead of the regular one-third contingency fee due to the angst, aggravation, and life's blood they had spent on the case. The case continued in order to decide this. Despite providing a letter from Belzer praising them for their work and appearing supportive of the application, Belzer stated that he only agreed to that under duress as he felt emotionally drained by the case and feared if he refused that it could jeopardize the settlement with Hogan if he hired new lawyers. So Belzer seems like he's got an excuse for everything.
Do you think Hogan watched a lot of SVU and just see?
I hate that motherfucker, brother.
I choked that man out once.
I hope Munch gets shot in this episode, dude. I hope Finn snaps and shoots Munch in the office, brother.
Do you want to watch SVU with me?
I would start SVU up again. It's probably been about 10 years since
I've never gotten to watch that with you.
I watched the whole thing start to finish.
Yeah, me too.
But like 10 years ago.
Oh, see, not me.
See, I watched to the end of Stabler.
I think between 15 and 18, I watched a shitload of SVU.
Belzer stated that he only agreed to that under duress. The judge ruled that under New York Code's rules and regulations, lawyers' compensation could either be based upon a sliding scale of permissible recovery or on an agreed-upon contingent fee. Belzer had agreed a retainer agreement for the one-third. Prior to the case, the lawyers argued that as they had spent over 50 hours preparing the case, then their services were worth more than the contingent. The judge denied the request, stating that this was a risk that the lawyers had voluntarily taken. Okay, so Belzer only had to pay the lawyers a third of what he settled out of court with Hogan for. All right. Who's Right podcast says, explain protecting the business to her, please. Do you understand what protecting the business means? You said it earlier, protecting kayfabe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keeping kayfabe.
So,
I know what that means.
Yeah, basically, Dr. D is this son of a bitch character.
Like I said, I totally get that, Daddy McMahon told me to do this. What the fuck ever. You still can't go knock people on the ground and, not expect them to, hit back legally.
Shawn Michaels actually got in a lot of trouble at WWE because he got the shit beat out of him by a Marine in a bar. And they didn't get mad at him for starting the fight. Apparently he was dancing with the guy's chick or something like that, and the guy beat the fuck out of him for doing that.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels was an absolute prick when he was younger.
Shocking.
And he didn't get in trouble because he started a fight or anything like that. He got in trouble because he lost. Because as a wrestler, you're supposed to win bar fights when you're in them. If you don't win bar fights, you got punished.
Yeah, but again, when you get into fights publicly, that has to have consequences. I just because you're a wrestler and keeping kayfabe for daddy, that doesn't mean shit in a court. That doesn't mean anything unless you can show me paperwork that says you're above the law.
Well, I mean, just that's the way it was in the business. You had to protect
then you should expect that.
You had to protect your character. Vader in Saudi Arabia one time grabbed a fucking Saudi TV host by his tie and pulled him close for for saying it might be fake. And the Undertaker was sitting in the chair across from him. He's like, I ain't going to fucking help you, dude. The fucking 400-pound guy in a mask told you to shut the fuck up, and you kept going. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
I think it's very funny.
Yeah.
I just think you're just not above the law.
Big Zombo says, just let Meng handle all the bar fights. Yeah, Meng and the Barbarian used to beat the living shit out of people.
Just these names alone don't sound
Who else?
good.
Afa and Sika. The Wild Samoans. They used to beat the fuck out of people in bars. There were a lot of guys who were known as just bad dudes in bars.
Well, you as an old school wrestling fan, are you just going to sit there and have one of them beat the shit out of you in a bar and think, oh, that's cool, and just walk away from it? What are you doing?
What? If someone...
If you popped off to him.
I'm not popping
off at the mouth.
Right. I'm not popping off at a pro wrestler. It's my answer. I'm not going to talk shit to a guy who beats the fuck out of people for talking shit.
I'm saying, let's say you had, because you're a drunk asshole, and now they beat the shit out of you. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, but you're not going to get me in this conversation or in this what if, because that's not something I would do. I would not do it.
I know that you wouldn't personally do it. That wasn't the question here.
I think anyone else who would do it, would probably sue. And
your friend did it.
and you'd probably
Let's say
win.
your friend did it.
Like a friend of mine did. I'd say good. You got your fucking ass kicked for a reason. What the hell's wrong with you? You ran your mouth at a fucking wrestler and told him his profession was fake, and he kicked the shit out of you for saying that. I mean,
all right.
Sorry. I'm an old school wrestling fan. I'm going to pretend. I'm not going to expose the goddamn business. You think my dad would be okay? You think my father, Jim Cornette, would be okay if I sat here going, I'd be okay with someone exposing the goddamn business?
Of course not.
Not in a million years. All right. Somebody asked, when's the Bam Margera stuff? We did that an hour or so ago on the show tonight. You can check it out. We'll be clipping it as well. Let's do this Matt Walsh thing. I actually have a lot of respect for Matt Walsh after watching this clip. I don't respect a lot of his shit because I feel like he's really high strung and like a little too serious about all this shit. Like all those
little hoity-toity.
I disagree with all these Daily Wire guys. They think they're fighting some kind of culture war, that they're going to win and it's going to all come back and blah, blah. I'm saying I'm laughing to the gallows. It's over. We're marching towards the end of the empire. Let's have a good time.
Can't you admire a man for having a drive and a fight towards something?
I'll say the reason I respect him for this one is because he did something that Crowder won't do. I have such a low opinion of these right-wing grifters who go like, I'm fighting for you, so give me money. I've always said I hate that. I like honest e-begging. I don't like grifting. Honest e-begging, here's the show, give us some money. Boom. These guys give us some money, so they're like churches. They're just like churches. Give us more money and we can spread the word and we can proselytize. How about, do you like the content we're giving you? How about a couple of bucks? That would be cool. But Crowder does this thing where he talks all this shit right when it's time to actually, get in there and butcher the cow. And then he backs the fuck off. Oh, YouTube is bullshit. They demonetize me and they censor people. Right? So fuck YouTube, right? Yeah, we're going to Rumble. Okay, cool. So you're done with YouTube. Yeah,
No.
except when I go live and I post videos on there.
And I have 5,000 people watching me at a time.
Yeah. Other than that, fuck YouTube.
I still get a paycheck.
Matt Walsh got demonetized from YouTube, and this was his response. I got to say, I respect him for it. And I don't respect Matt Walsh all the time.
On the YouTube front, as long as they make affirmation of gender ideology a prerequisite for posting my show on the platform, I will not post my show on the platform. But I also will not allow myself to be banished into obscurity off to some internet ghetto where nobody will find my content.
Is he talking shit about Rumble?
I don't know. No.
That sounded like a crowd.
See.
That might be a Crowder Rumble dig because of the Daily Wire Crowder bad blood.
There's a chance. I have a little confusion wondering why he would call Rumble a ghetto, I guess.
Kind of shitty.
That is shitty.
You see, big tech, this is the choice they want us to make. They want me either to surrender my principles or become irrelevant. And they'll be happy with whichever of those two options I choose. Either one, fine.
I don't disagree with him there.
Which is why I choose neither. Instead, starting today, we're going to make this show available to everyone for free on the Daily Wire. It'll also be available on Rumble, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the other places you normally get your podcasts. And we're trying something new as well. Starting today, every episode of the show will also be posted in full on Twitter, which is now the most powerful free speech platform in the world. And it seems like the place where this show belongs. If you follow our channel on YouTube, you can still find plenty of content that we'll make specially for you. We'll still post clips from the show so we can reach new audiences with our message. But we're not going to give YouTube our full show so long as the situation remains as it is.
I mean, there you go.
But you're still putting shit on YouTube.
You're putting clips up there.
I mean, that to me is just another kind of wishy-washy take.
Maybe, but his whole thing is YouTube demonetized him because he refuses. It was a pronoun thing. He wouldn't call he's and she's and this, that. Like, just they're all just being so childish with each other.
Right, that is like toddler stuff. That's a fight on the playground.
Yeah, they're all just being fucking douchebags.
That's mommy. He called me a boy today.
Yeah.
So that's whining.
I think with the Matt Walsh thing, I can at least respect that he won't go live there anymore. I respect that.
It's fine, but to me, like, it's kind of like what Crowder's doing. I don't think that's any
Where he's
different.
still posting
You're
clips.
still using it.
Yeah.
Stop using it then.
Here's where this would be his argument. I'll play devil's advocate. He's saying that, yeah, but I'm not posting the content that they're demonetizing me for. I'm not putting the trans stuff up there. I'm putting other stuff up there. But is that not a way of doing what he said earlier? You either have to comply or become irrelevant. Isn't he complying by not putting that stuff out there?
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
Okay.
And don't you have to comply to whatever they're asking for to put your clips up there? Because you still have to comply with their rules to put anything on there.
I suppose.
So I don't know. Like I said, that's a very wishy-washy take to me.
No. Jay Santos says, your metrics are shrinking in every category. More gaslighting, Captain. Matt Walsh? I don't think so. Aren't they still... They're still doing okay, aren't they? I don't think Daily Wire are...
I have no idea.
Jay, I don't think Daily Wire's metrics are... Maybe they are. I'll be honest. I don't listen to Daily Wire stuff.
That's why I don't know.
I don't really check it out. So
wait, you don't tune into Ben Shapiro every day?
I don't watch Ben Shapiro. He says, no, your way down. Oh, no, I think we've pretty much settled into where we're at now. But, I mean, our subs are definitely way up. That's for sure. But we've always been between 30 and 40,000 live viewers every month, and that's where we are now. But I don't know what you're so upset about.
Yeah, I thought that was a friend, actually.
Yeah, I thought you were a fan of the show, but okay. I mean, if you're upset or angry about something, that's okay with me. Serial Pooper says, April is just disagreeable tonight.
Have I been disagreeable?
Jay says those can be bought. Okay, so you're fucking around and kidding. Okay. I thought you were retarded for a second. You're just fucking around. All right. That's going to do it for tonight. Oh, we went a little bit over. Very cool.
Okay.
Guys, thank you very much for starting us off for tomorrow morning already. I think we started off 10 or 20 bucks ahead. Thank you guys very much. Hit the like button before you go. Subscribe to the channel before you go. And thank you guys very much. Tomorrow night, we're going to celebrate 1 year on YouTube with all those bot metrics that Jay's talking about. And then you have Wednesday night, you have the prize show. So we're very excited for both of those. Johnny and I, tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Central. April, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to